Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to set up this room real quick and then we can get started. So let me finish up setting up this YouTube room and then we should be good to go. So let's see, we got everything set up right here. Today is April 1st, so happy 1st of the month, guys. We're all done with March. March was a great trading month for us. I'm ready to do it again here for April. So let me finish setting this up. And then once I'm done setting this up, I can start answering questions and we can get started. All right, let me just get this real quick. All right, that's done. Get this real quick. This one over here. Help out Wilson real quick. Let me just get his access going. Or actually, let me get this link sent out real quick. See you guys here. So I think everything is all set up. Just link out to you guys. Send out the link to you guys right now. Once this is all done, we can get started. So let me just pull this up, send you guys an email as well. That looks solid. Let's get this over here to the Facebook, and then we should be good to go. Yeah, so I'm currently in this trade right here. I probably shouldn't have hopped in because it's it's market open. But this is the one that Rue just sent over to us. He was asking if this was a valid entry, which it was. I mean, all of these are valid entries down here for a buy, and that's why I was comfortable with taking this one right here because I figured it's probably going to shoot up from there, which it currently is. So let me just finish setting this up real quick, and then we should be good to go. It's going to post this on the Facebook. And then I think that's it. So Facebook, Instagram, and then I'll send you guys a Zoom link right now as we get started. All right, got this going right here. Yeah, I mean, we're going to chill right now anyways because the market is going to be bouncing back and forth for the, the opening candle. So we'll start trading. We'll start looking for some new trades in about maybe like 30 minutes or so. So we'll let the market settle out. Once it's done and, it's all settled out, then we can start looking for new trades. But I think for now, we're going to be a little careful with entering anything new because the market's going to spike around a lot. So let me just get this link out to you guys on the Instagram as well. All right, so that's good to go. Just get Wilson real quick because he needs his access to the indicators. Yeah, this is why I didn't call this trade for you guys, because it's going to keep bouncing around. I just took it because I took it about like 30 minutes ago at 6 o'clock. I think that's when this entry happened, right? Yeah, 550, so around 6. I entered a late 610. That's when the entry came up, and I just took it. I knew the risk when I was entering it because of the opening volatility, but I took it anyways. All right, let me see. Wilson real quick. And then I think he's good. All right, cool. So I think we're good, guys. Let me get the Zoom link for you guys here. And then should be good to go. All right, let me send you guys this Zoom link real quick. All right, there's a Zoom link for you guys. I'll let you guys make your way into the room, and then once we get that going, we'll be good to go. We'll start looking for some actual entries. Let's close this off. Send you guys this Zoom link real quick. I mute everybody. There we go. All right, looks like we're good, guys. So let me just fix this up real quick, and then we should be good to go. So yeah, see that crazy volatility right there. I accepted the risk taking this trade, so it's not a big deal. But this is why we don't call it the opening trade, or we don't take it officially. I just take it on my own account if I feel like taking the risk, but it's not necessarily a good trade to take because it's so choppy. It's so choppy, and the volatility is just crazy. Like, it can either go your way or go against you. So that's why I never really recommend taking the opening candle. I was hoping it was going to hit before the opening candle happened, but this happens sometimes. All right, I think we're good to go. Got all the links posted up. I think everyone's in the room now. So now we'll start looking for some trades. So this is going to be, let me just give you the guys the requirements for this for you guys who are brand new here. So we got this strategy that we're applying. This is a CT strategy right here. It looks like you had another entry right here, actually. If, damn, this thing's dumping like crazy. It's all good. I accept the risk for this trade. Yeah, we'll catch it on its bounce back. So this candle has about 2 minutes left on it. And then after those 2 minutes, it can probably just swing back up. Like I've mentioned to you guys in the past before, guys, basically after this, I mentioned to you guys every morning, after this opening candle right here, which is 6:30, once this closes, price will do one of two things. Price will either swing back up to where it was originally before the market opened, right there, or it'll keep dropping from where it currently is. So we'll see how it moves from here, and then we'll determine our bias for these scalps, once that happens. So I'll put the requirements right here for the K2 snipe strategy for you guys who are new. So we got the K2 snipe strategy, US 30, 10-minute time frame. First, you just want to confirm wick rejection off K2 pivot. 2, confirm wick rejection off K2 SR zone. And then 3, confirm wick rejection off pivot, not touch, no lie. Then lastly, enter on the open of enter on the open on the following candle. And lastly, TP. And lastly, TP stop loss 500. All right, so these are the requirements for the 10-minute strategy, the 10-minute snipe strategy. And then we will go over the other ones after. So this is why we don't take this initial entry. So here we are on the following candle right here. Two things can happen. Price can either continue dropping, or price will go back to where it was originally before market open. So we'll see how price moves from here, and then we'll look at any possible entries from this point. So we got that. There's a 3-minute entry right here. If you guys are planning on using Josh's strategy, this is going to be Josh's Josh K2 US 30 3-minute strategy. So first you want to, tell me get these little things right here. All right, confirm K2, or we'll say identify because you don't have to confirm anything. Identify K2 momentum signal. 2, confirm signal breaks and closes past pivot 3 and 4. And 2B, you just want to confirm signal is above or below all both. Every time someone joins the Zoom room, every time someone joins the Zoom room, it freezes up the entire screen. See both K2 pivots. All right, so this is going to be Josh's strategy right here. So these are the main strategies we're using: the snipe strategy, Josh's strategy, and also in this one, I don't know if I'm going to use this as much, but I'll just write it here as well. This is going to be CT K2 US 30 snipe strategy. Every time someone joins your room, dude, I swear it messes up the whole thing. All right, so CT's snipe strategy variation is going to be the 15-minute zones, MSR, 3-minute entry. So first you want to draw K2SR zones on 15-minute. 2, look for entries on the 3-minute. 3. Look for 3 minutes on the 3-minute. I think next time I have to let everyone in the room before I actually start typing on the screen and start analyzing, because every time someone joins in, it just freezes everything up. Then I can't type anything. It's all good. Let me just open this link up real quick. See who's here in the room. So this one over here is going to be same requirements as K2 snipe. So I'll just make that easy, so you don't have to actually type up all the requirements here. Let's see where this is at. Exactly. Yeah, look at Pikachu over here. Pikachu always, this dude's so fucking dumb, man. It's whatever. Whatever, I'll just leave him in here because this dude comes in here, copies the trades because he can't trade at all. So he's literally here trolling and copying the trades, and then it's whatever. There's nothing there's really not much we can do with him, dude. We just gotta ignore him because this dude has nothing better to do. It's all good. It's messed up. Flynn said, I'm not gonna say that. You guys can probably get upset what you just called this dude. Yeah, that's funny. He said Pikachu's he showed a picture of Pikachu, his real picture. He's like, this dude he said he's a trifecta. He's said he's fat, dumb, and ugly. That's funny, Flynn. That's funny that you know exactly who he is, bro. This dude even sent the picture over. It's messed up, whatever. All right, so let's get started with this. Anyways, I don't really care what is going on with the with Pikachu right now. So yeah, it's whatever, guys. I mean, this dude's gonna keep coming in, whatever. We already know who he is. Same annoying guy that's been around. So I'm not really gonna bother with it. He's just gonna keep coming in with a new username anyways. All right, let's get started with this over here. Yeah, Josh said not to take the opening signal. So right here, we don't have an opening signal, so that's fine. We're skipping that anyways. This would have been the opening signal right here, or I guess part of it at 6 o'clock. And this would push up from here which yeah would hit TP, but it's still pushing around from here as we go. So keep watching this over here. Yeah, Josh, especially when the open close, let the market ride out a bit. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now too, Josh. So that's usually what we do for the daily entry as well. We just wait for it to play out over here, and then we take the next entry as it moves along. So let's see. Morning, Sam. Morning, Kushi. Morning, Peter. Morning, Neptune. Morning, John. Morning, Alec. Morning, Camo. Morning, David. Morning, Angela. Morning, Emmanuel. Morning, Gwen. Morning, RD. Morning, everybody. So let's see. This is stupid fucking. You're such a freaking loser, dude. Like I would show you guys a picture of him here, but I know this dude's so sensitive. If we show his picture on here, this dude's gonna start crying, like he always does. This dude's always been crying, always, bro. He's so stupid. This dude gets mad. He gets mad when people say anything to him. He's so sensitive. Let's see. Yeah, we're not taking any snipes right now, guys. We're waiting for this to play out. It's around 6:46 right now. This is probably going to be a sell entry for let's see, for Josh's snipe strategy right here. If it closes, hasn't closed yet. Okay, David mentioned it is. Okay, David mentioned S&P is going to hit all-time high. So if it's all-time high, US 30 is probably going to push up as well. We're probably going to skip CT strategy for today, guys, because the zone here is too big. We don't like taking trades for CT strategy if the zone's too big because there's just too many entries here, right? There's buy entries. I mean, obviously these will all hit here, but if you take the sell entries, you might get caught on the wrong side. So we're not really going to focus on this because although there's a lot of entries, there's also a lot of bad entries as well. You'd rather prefer to stick with the more solid entries right here like these. So let me see real quick. Let's get this over here. That's all right. It's funny. I'm just sorry, guys. I'm just looking at these side convos over here. Everyone's is mentioning this dude over here. Everyone's like mentioning Pikachu. They're all talking about his real name, saying his like stupid pictures. Yeah, man. He's goofy looking, man. Hella goofy looking. Yeah, David. He's still here. It's all good. Oh man, that's funny, dude. All these people got so many memes of this guy. He's making so many oh man, it's funny. This is just sending me pictures of Pikachu over here. He's just sending me this. Shawn KG Violets Pikachu Profits demo. Like I'm not even making these here. Like these are from someone else. Well, look what he's putting here. Like I don't even care, bro. But everyone over here is posting these of Pikachu over here. And it's funny. Yeah, you guys are funny, bro. It's all good, man. I'm not really I don't really care if this dude's over here trolling us, because we're still gonna keep trading. We're still gonna keep making profits. But yeah, it's funny that you guys are you guys are really involved with who this person is. So it's all good. You guys can keep making zooms, and I'll just keep laughing about it. I don't care. I'm not gonna pay any attention to him. We're gonna be looking for some trades, guys. So whatever. I'm not gonna deal with him. He's just gonna keep coming here and trolling anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's okay. So we got an entry right here for a snipe. Maybe this one over here. Yeah, no, it's whatever, dude. I mean, that guy's like, he's so annoying. He comes in every day. He makes a new username, and he just comes to troll the room. Which, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, honestly, we're over here making money every day. There's really no point in. He could be here making profit with this, but he's here just trolling. So I don't care. He has nothing else better to do. But anyways, looking at the profits for this morning, guys, everyone did pretty well. So Shawn over here, he made some money off Dogecoin. Trell over here took some sells off US 30. He made 780, 480 off the other trade. And then this one over here, he made 780 off that one. Key over here made 190 off these right here. Trell over here made another 633 off this trade. So as you guys can see, people made some pretty decent profit last night. So this is like today, the timestamp, and then this is last night on the 31st. Sisu made about a couple $1,000 right here as well. And Jasmine made some profit there. And Trell made a couple other small profits over here as well. As you know, we continue to go on. So this is pretty much everyone's profits from last night. And we're just carrying it on till today. So we're gonna try to close this trading week off strong. I'm just gonna ignore all of the Telegram messages. I know you guys are trying to send me more memes of that dude Pikachu, but I don't care, guys. It's New York session, so I'm focused on these trades right now. I'm not really gonna be focused on any of those trolls in the room. So we'll wait for the next entry. It's about to be 7. So once the next entry shows up, then we can start looking for some more trades. But for right now, we're just gonna hold off on this. Like this would have been an entry here if you took Josh's strategy. It would have hit TP already right there. As you can see, the strategy here is very simple. You identify a K2 momentum signal. You just confirm that it breaks and closes. So let me just delete these zones right here. Yeah, you identify the K2 momentum signal, which would be the sell signal right here. You confirm that the signal break and closes past the K2 pivots 3 and 4, which it didn't happen here. So if that doesn't happen, we look at 2B, or we confirm the signal is above or below all the pivots, which it's below right here, so that we would have taken this sell right here if you guys wanted to take it. But I didn't take it. I'm just waiting for the market to smoothen out before I take it. But that would have been a win right there if you did take Josh's strategy. So I'm just waiting for this to play out here, and then we will we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, no, you guys are saying that to share those you know, you guys are asking to share the memes. I'm not gonna share the memes, guys. I don't really care about that. Like, I don't care about anything else aside from trading, making profits. So I don't care about people coming here and trolling really, because we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing anyways. That makes them more upset when we win anyway, so it doesn't really make a big deal to me. Let's see, Lloyd said, or actually, let me go up real quick. Yeah, Lloyd said, how many pips do you scalp for US 30? Yeah, so Camo just answered your question right there, Lloyd. Thanks, Camo. For the 10 minutes, it's 500 each. For TP stop loss for the 3 minutes, 25.50 split, depending on whether you're applying the 10-minute strategy right here, it's 500. But if you're applying Josh's over here, it's going to be 25.50. Stop loss is going to be 50. 25 is going to be the TP because it is included. You know, you have a higher win rate for this 3 minutes, so you're able to lock in more wins. That's why the TP is a little tighter, but it does work both ways. So we're just waiting for an entry here off the 10-minute over here. We just want price to come up, reject off the pivot and structure over here, and then once that happens, we'll take this back down this way. All right, we're just waiting for this to play out. Other than that, let's see. Oh, whoops, drag this out. Yeah, other than that, if you guys have questions, I can answer them for you right now, because we are just waiting for the entries to play out, which they haven't played out yet. So that's all that we're waiting for right now. We're waiting for the price to come up, reject off the pivot and structure, and then we can take the sell for a scalp in that direction, when it ends up appearing. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else over here. Joey's asking, hey, Shawn, is there a website like IG that shows all the pre-market trades for US 30, something that can give us an idea? Not necessarily for the pre-market trades. You can look on Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim has pre-market data, but I mean, you have to have like the, it's not necessarily going to play out that way because it does have after hours, but the thing with US 30 is that it's a future, so it runs 24 hours. But if you want to look at the specific stocks, like, the individual stocks, you can pull up Thinkorswim. It's another trading platform by TD Ameritrade, and they show you the pre-market and aftermarket percentages so that you can see, how it's moved over the night. But I don't necessarily think that there's a website that, or maybe there is, I don't know. I'll look for it and I'll let you know if I find it, Joey. But I don't know personally what the website is for that. Aside from CNBC, I don't know if CNBC actually gives that information out. Let me check real quick. So if we pull up, we can probably just book the Dow future. Because technically it's still moving overnight. It's not necessarily, it isn't necessarily close for the future. Yes, I don't really see it here, Joey, but if I do find it, I'll let you know. I just don't see it, and I don't know anything that I'm familiar with right now. All right, guys, we're still looking for this right here. I think the question for Kurt up there. Kurt's asking, how do I do the strategy? So Kurt, for the 10-minute strategy, first you want to identify, if you're using the K2 snipe strategy here on the 10-minute, this is going to be the requirements right here. So first you just want to confirm a wick rejection off K2SR. So I'll just, what I'll do is I'll show you it over here. So I'll just show you a clean entry that happened over here. So basically first you just want to confirm a wick rejection off K2SR and K2 pivot. So right here, you can see this red candle is rejecting off this K2 pivot and it's rejecting off this K2SR zone, right? So with that said, the first two requirements are met. You just want to make sure that the rejection candle, this one right here, this orange pivot, isn't touching the candle body. So with that said, everything's been met. You enter a long position right here. You use a fixed TP stop loss of 500 pips, which is 50 ticks. And then with that said, you let the trade run. And then there you go, full TP, right? That's pretty much how the strategy works. It's not that difficult. It's literally just a checklist. So that's pretty much how you would apply it. Here, let's see. David's asking, he hasn't gone. I don't know, David. I don't see him in here, but he's probably gonna come back. So whatever. I mean, I'm used to him coming back anyways. He's gonna make a new profile, come back in, troll again. It's whatever, dude. It's tiring dealing with that guy. Like, I don't understand why he does that. Yeah, but I don't know if he's still here anymore, David. I think he's gone. It's all good. Anyway, so that's it for that strategy right there. That's gonna be the 10-minute strategy. For Josh's strategy over here, it's a little different. For Josh's over here, it's going to be, here, let me just go over here real quick and see. So Josh is asking about the daily entry. So this is going to be the daily entry right here. Actually, thanks for reminding me, Josh. So this is going to be the daily entry right here. Let me just check it out real quick to see everything, to see where the rejection points are for this. Yeah, so if you guys want to take the daily US 30 entry, you can take it right now. It's currently running. Just going to draw some zones here for some sells. Yeah, if you guys want to take the daily US 30 entry, this is going to be the daily entry right here. Let me zoom out from this point. So I'll send this out to you guys in the premium group real quick. If you guys want to take, you guys can. It's going to be a pending sell stop. So let me just get it for you guys right here. It's kind of hard to see right there. There we go. All right, so I'll send this out to you guys over here. US 30. So if you guys are gonna enter this, make sure it's a sell stop so that you guys can catch it as it comes down. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you guys just hop in right away. Just yet, because the market is still bouncing around a lot. So it is a bit risky. $265. I think the price difference between FTMO and this one's gonna be 33.032 minus 33.0920. Up by like 15 pips. So I'm just gonna go ahead and change the numbers here slightly. So we got that right there. TP is gonna be 32.940. 32.940 minus 15. And this is gonna be 33.165 minus 15. So let me just set this for you guys here as well. FTMO. Here. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just the difference is going to be entry point is going to be 0. It's going to be 50. And this is going to be. All right, so I sent you guys the parameters there in the premium group for the US 30 daily entry right here. Just keep in mind that it is a sell stop. So I will set a signal here or a reminder for when it does trigger it. So let's see, it's gonna be that US 30. This is why I usually don't take it like right when it closes. I just wait for it to push around a bit so that we can catch it later on. So this is gonna be the US 30 daily filled. It's gonna be US 30 daily TP1 plus 750. Then the full TP down here is going to be 1500. All right. So that's pretty much it for this right here. US 30 daily. All right, so I got all the alerts set up over here. Like I mentioned for the daily entry, it hasn't it hasn't really filled yet. So we're just waiting for this to fill. When it does, you guys can hop in. So it's a pending sell stop order. If you guys are in the premium, I did send it over here. Just keep in mind it is a sell stop order. It's not a market order. If I wanted you guys to enter market, it wouldn't have an entry price there, right? So just keep that in mind if you guys are looking for this here, and then we will we'll keep looking for it. So once that sets up, then I'll let you guys know, and then we can start looking. Otherwise, we'll start looking for some other scalps here as we continue on. So now it's shooting up, like I mentioned, I had it right here. I was waiting for it to reject off this point, but it looks like it's going to keep bouncing back and forth from this area until we end up getting that point. It's probably going to bounce up, bounce down, etc., until we get to the specified area right here. Because all I see happening right here is this is probably going to keep bouncing around. And then once it sets direction, like it goes this way, or if it comes back down and goes this way, then we'll start looking for entries in that direction. Obviously, we're going to be looking for some possible sells, possibly, if possible, because it will fill our daily entry down here. But our daily entry is still pending right now. So our daily entry is pending. I'll just move this over here since we haven't entered it yet. And then once it does enter, then I'll let you guys know. But see how big this is like spiking around, guys? This is why we usually don't like taking entries until maybe an hour after open. So the market opened here at 6:30. It's going to keep bouncing around for a bit up until it decides its direction. So I'll keep going back and forth, up and down here. And then once it finally determines where it's going to go, it's going to either shoot down or it's going to shoot up. And we'll be waiting for that move so that we can start taking some trades in that direction. If the price ends up hitting TP, or I mean, if it ends up hitting stop loss before it fills, then we're just going to cancel it. So that's why we're using the pending trades, because we don't want to hop in right away. We're just waiting for something to actually confirm before we take this trade. Kurt's asking, Kurt, it's really easy, bro. It's like literally just look at this right here. It's a checklist. And if you need to rewatch it, just go back and rewind the replay. But I'll go over it in a little bit because we're looking for trades right now. I don't have time to explain the strategies to you while we're looking for trades. Like once we're done looking for trades, then I'll go back and explain it to you. But right now it's really simple for this over here. Neptune's asking, I think you should rewatch your video, Shawn. What should I rewatch, Neptune? I mean, all the videos are pretty much the same. I explain the same strategy every day, so I'm not sure what's the difference between rewatching the videos or I don't know if you're referring to someone else, Neptune. Are you talking to me or are you talking to Kurt? Because I do rewatch my videos. But I don't know what would I be looking for if I'm like rewatching them. I just rewatch them to see if I missed anything, which is probably what you're referring to. Let's see, Peter said that sentiment is now at 60%. So let's go to US 30 sentiment right now. So if you guys understand how to use the US 30 sentiment, basically this is going to show where all the retail traders are trading. Right now, we have 61% of retail traders that are short, which is fine. This is kind of like a midpoint. When it goes to like above 70%, and that's when we'll start looking for some buys. But if it's around 60%, it's fine. We can start looking for sells because this is still midpoint of sentiment. Like the sentiment here is going to determine, which direction are the institutions and banks trading, because so like for this right here, if this ends up being like 70%, if you guys followed us like previously when we were trading US 30, basically whenever sentiment's really high, like for example over here, I think it was like early March, right? If you guys remember early March, sentiment was super low. Like everyone kept shorting US 30, but it kept shooting up. So like this week, like from March 25th up until here, this whole area right here was sentiment. Like sentiment was like 80% short, and price just kept going up because generally the institutions and banks trade the opposite of retail traders. So that's why this is a key tool when looking for our trades. For example, if sentiment was super short, like if it was 70 or 80%, then we probably wouldn't be looking for some shorts. Vice versa, if price was 70 or 80% long, then we wouldn't be looking for some buys. We'd be looking for some sells. So this is why this tool here is important. And that's why a lot of people mention, if you guys look in the chat, people generally mention the sentiment and they update us with, what percentages is it sitting at, because that's gonna influence, which direction we decide to trade, because we don't want to trade in the direction of the majority, right? The majority of people fail at trading. And that's why we tend to do the opposite. So if a lot of people are buying or a lot of people are selling, then we'll do the opposite of what they're doing. Right now, sentiment is around the middle ground. It's only 61%, so we can trade in either direction and it should be fine, because the market isn't just lopsided in one direction. So that's the reason why people always mention the sentiment. So looking at US 30 right here, you can see it's starting to climb down, right? So that's why we have a sell stop here, so that when it does climb down, it will trigger the order and it'll go to our TP. I don't recommend entering right now. I see some of you guys enter over here. You guys just enter right away because you guys want to get a better price point. You guys can do that, but just keep in mind that it's not guaranteed to come back down, right? That's why we wait for it to actually fill to confirm our actual entry point, rather than just hopping in for a sell right here and then risking hitting stop loss if it doesn't end up coming down and it just ends up pushing up from here. So that's why we have the pending order for a stop loss. and we don't have a market order for these daily entries right here. So let's go back to the 10-minute over here. Here's another sell entry for a sell scalp, but the reason why I wouldn't take this is because it's so choppy, right? There's a rejection from here. So looking at the requirements here, confirm wick rejection off the K2 pivot. It's rejecting off the yellow and orange right here. Second, confirm a wick rejection off the K2 SR zone, which is this zone right here. And third, you just want to confirm the wick rejection off the pivot. Doesn't touch the candle body. So right here, obviously this yellow and orange pivot aren't touching the candle body. So with that said, you can enter on the open of the following candle, which would be right here. Like I mentioned before, this is a risky trade. If you guys want to take it, you guys can. But like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be an actual risk trade, guys. So just keep that in mind if you guys decide to take it, because it's prices just bouncing around so much right now that it's just a bit risky for us to really hop into any risky trades at this moment. The problem with this too is that if this candle closes bullish, like with the green candle, then it's going to provide for an entry at the bottom. So if you take the sell right here, this next entry is going to contradict it. So that's why I wouldn't take this trade here personally, because it's just, there's too much uncertainty here, right? You want to take trades when price is going down. Like for example, here, when it's going down smoothly right here, you want to take sells, right? You'll take sell scalps right here. It's the same entry. Wick rejection off the pivot, structure, it's not touching the body. Sell entry right there, full TP, right? Same situation over here. When price swings up this direction, we have the same thing. Wick rejection off the pivot and structure down here. With that said, long position over here, full TP, right? So we want to trade when price is actually going smoothly in one direction or the other. Not like right here where it's kind of just going back and forth. It's going up and down because these become risky trades. Not that they're not going to hit, but like I mentioned, they're risky trades. So I would probably wait for this to come down. Personally, I'd wait for it to come down and I would just enter the next trade that comes up. So it'll come down, it'll come back up right here, reject off this point, and then I'll catch it down. So I don't want to take trades that are too risky. I want to take trades that are for sure. So that's my take on it. If you guys want to take it, you guys can take this trade. This trade's actually, it's going to go in the direction of our daily entry anyways, because we're going for a sell anyways over here. So if you end up taking that trade, it can be beneficial to you, but like I mentioned, just keep in mind that it's a risky trade. Like as long as you're aware that it's a risky trade and that, it has odds of losing, then, as long as you accept that risk, then it's fine. Because if it does hit TP, it hits TP, it's a valid entry. But if it doesn't hit TP, you guys won't be mad because you guys will understand that, it was a risky trade when you guys decided to take it. So you guys can go ahead and watch this over here, and then we can follow along with this as we continue. Let's see. I just saw Rick's message. Rick said, I thought I was going to outsmart Shawn and jump in early. Thank God I didn't. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm more so about accuracy, guys. I'm not really looking for those bigger trades. I'm looking for just for the trades that are for sure going to hit. It's just no point. Nice. Damn, yeah. So David's already up. He's up hella profit. Let's see. David sent me his he's up like 751 pips right now. Killing it, bro. Yeah, that's funny. I'm just looking at the premium chat right now. Rick said, every awesome trade I make is because of me. Every bad trade is because of Pikachu. Yeah, no, definitely. All right, let me check the chat real quick and see what's going on. See, this is why I don't want to take the trade. See how it's bouncing around so much? It's just too risky right now. It's not something that I would want to hop into. I'm just going to wait for it to stabilize. Once it stabilizes, then I'll take the trade. All right, let me scroll up real quick, and then I'm going to see what I missed out on over here. So let me scroll down real quick. Yeah, Sam said I wanted to take that one too, but it was too close to market open. I agree. It's probably a good decision that you didn't. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Yeah, RD mentioned YouTube should really let you IP ban someone. Yeah, I agree, bro. Wish you could, man, but it's just a hassle. All right, let me see. I'm scrolling down a little bit further. Scroll down a little bit more. Andrew's asking, what time frame are you always using? I use different time frames, Andrew. I'm not always on one time frame. If I'm trading Forex, I'm on 4 hour. If I'm trading US 30, I'm either on the 10-minute or the 3-minute. Those are the two time frames. And if I'm using, CT strategy here, there's a variation to it. He uses the zones on the 15-minute and entry on the 3-minute. So I'm bouncing around between different time frames at a time, just depending on what I'm looking for. But most of the time for US 30, I'm on the 10-minute for the most part. See, guys, this is why I was mentioning to just wait for the next entry. Hopefully, you guys can hop into this because, like I mentioned, it's a risky trade. Like it's really risky to just hop into trades right now, even for the daily entry. That's why it's a pending sell stop. So let me just delete everything off the chart real quick. We're just gonna wait for the market to smoothen out because it's the same thing that happened yesterday, guys. Price is just bouncing back and forth between this range. So if you guys see here, let me just see if I can pull up a clean chart here. Sorry, I got the one when I was testing out this other strategy, me and Josh. Let me go back to the normal candles. I'll just delete everything on the chart. I'm just gonna mark up the zones that I'm talking about over here, guys. So basically, the range right now is going to be between this area and this area down here from the opening candle, because the market opened right over here. This is going to be the market opening candle, 6:30. And from this point here, it shot up, then it shot back down, right? So it's going to keep bouncing between these two areas right here until it breaks outside of it. So until it goes above and past or below and past this way. So it's just going to depend on, on where exactly it moves from. So this is our entry for the daily entry right here off this what is it, the alert down here. So for that daily entry, it's down here on the bottom, and that's why we're just waiting for it to drop to set its direction. But right now, until price breaks above it or below it, this is when it'll start choosing its direction. But for now, it's just going to keep bouncing around this area, and it's not necessarily something that we really want to mess with at this time. Because if you look at it here, this range is pretty big. And if you're scalping, it's about 1,000 pip range. So if you're trying to scalp in between this area right here, it's going to be dangerous because your stop loss is going to be 50 pips or 500 pips, which is equivalent to 50 ticks or points. So that's why we're just waiting, because the thing is, you want to hop in and then hit your stop loss before it hit your TP. Because like, for example, here, if you were to enter like a sell position here, this can easily, so if we, like just using this as an example, if you enter right here and your TP stop loss is like right there, like because of the erratic movements in the market, this can easily come up, hit your stop loss, and then come all the way back down, hit your GP, right? So that's why we're waiting for it to actually smoothen out before we actually take any of these trades. But this is pretty much the range right now for the US 30 from market open within this area right here. So we'll go back to our entries over here. And this is what I was mentioning before. This is dangerous because there's entries coming from the top, and there's also entries coming from the bottom, right? So you're not really sure which one to take. Do I take the sells or do I take the buys? And that's just what we're waiting for. So other than that, let me go down the chat real quick and see if there's anything else. Sharul said, I feel that Josh and Steven's strategy is a blessing. Yeah, I know, definitely. Josh's strategy works pretty well. His is the 3-minute over here. Like if I get a sell signal for Josh, then I'm probably going to take it because it's going to go in our direction, and it's also going to, fulfill the requirements. For example, here, this wouldn't have been a valid buy entry because we do have a momentum signal here, but it doesn't break and close past the K2 pivots 3 and 4. It also doesn't close above all of the pivots with it being a buy signal. So we'll be waiting for that. Once we do get that confirmation, then we'll probably take it. So I'll be looking for entries here off Josh's entry. Meanwhile, and then we'll see if we can catch these trades. Because right now, obviously, the 10-minute, there's just nothing there. We'll just have to wait and see how it moves around. Once it confirms, then we'll start looking for some actual scalps here. So other than that, let me scroll down a little bit. Let's see. Steven said 80 USD really hurt. Let's recover that loss. See, I'm treating all your messages right here. You're like making all the bad decisions already just by mentioning it. So like right here, Steven's asking, so both trades for US 30 are pending sell stop. There's only one pending sell stop for US 30, Steven. There's not, I don't know where the other one's coming from. Where's the other US 30 trade that you're looking at? I just want to make sure, because you get confused a lot with these trades. And I want to make sure that you're not really hopping into trades that you shouldn't be hopping into. Because I know you even said right here, I don't want to revenge trade, but I need to recover for that 80 USD. For the next scalping trade, would it be safe for us to use a 2 lot size for the 100K? Yeah, a 2 lot size is fine for 100K for the scalps, Steven. But yeah, you should definitely not revenge trade. And your AUD USD shouldn't have really affected your account that much if you use proper risk. I'm assuming you over leverage, because you like, I know you for over leveraging a lot. So as long as you use like a 1% or less, you should have been fine with the odd USD. So just keep that in mind. Kurt's asking what's the difference. They're completely different strategies, Kurt. So Kurt's asking what's the difference between the 10-minute strategy and the 3-minute strategy? Just smaller trades? No, they're totally different strategies, Kurt. So if you want to go back and look at it, just like pause the screen and just screenshot this, Kurt, because it's really, really simple. I go over the same strategy every single day. So it's like this, yeah, no, Kurt said, bro, if Pikachu dude is still trolling, I've not been here for months. What a loser. Who has time to troll? Exactly. Anyways, Kurt, I'll show you the strategy since we have time, but they're totally different strategies. So for the, I'll go over the 10-minute strategy again right here, but make sure you pay attention this time so that you could like actually understand what I'm saying, right? So going back over here, I'm just rewind to this area because I've seen entry. So this is going to be the 10-minute strategy, the K2 snipe strategy, 10-minute, right? So just keep that in mind. Don't get confused with the strategies, because I see a lot of people getting confused with the strategy sometimes. So like, for example, here for the K2 snipe strategy, first you want to confirm a wick rejection off the K2 pivot, right? Looking at this red candle right here, you can see that this wick is rejecting off this green pivot, right? So I'm going to circle that for you so that you can have your focus on that specific area. So right here for this red candle, this wick is rejecting off this pivot, right? So that's requirement number one. After requirement number two, we need to confirm that a wick rejection is off the K2SR zone. So for example, here's a K2SR zone, right? Self-explanatory. So with that said, second requirement's met. So first requirement, wick rejection off K2 pivots met. Confirm wick rejection off K2SR zones met. Next, you just want to confirm that the wick rejection off the pivot does not touch the candle body. So this green pivot right here is obviously not touching the body, right? That's a good trade. So with that said, you enter on the open of the following candle, you enter a short position right here, and then you set your TP stop loss to 500 pips, right? With that said, there's your trade. You let it run, and what do you know? Full TP. That's the 10-minute snipe strategy right there. For the 3-minute snipe, this isn't the snipe strategy. This is the 3-minute Josh strategy. So Josh's K2 US 33-minute strategy. For this, you just want to confirm a momentum signal. See, there's a main difference here, Kurt, because for this strategy, we don't use the zones and we don't use any of the other pivots. For this, we only use the 2 pivots and we have the momentum signals here, right? For the 10-minute, there's no momentum signals. They're completely different strategies. So it's kind of hard for you to mix them up, but I can see that if you don't understand what it is, it's going to be totally different. So if you want to follow this strategy, you just need to have K2 pivots 3 and 4 on, and then the momentum signals. So basically, whenever you see a K2 momentum signal, like for example, let me just go back to here. So I'll show you 2 different examples. This is going to be a 2B example. So first, you just need to identify a valid K2 momentum signal, which would be right here, right? This is a valid K2 sell signal. So with that said, you just want to confirm whether the signal breaks and closes past the K2 pivot 3 and 4, which it doesn't because the pivots are up here. So you're going to cross that out. We're not following that. The next one, you want to confirm that the signal is above or below both pivots, right? So it's below all the pivots right here. So with that said, you enter a short position here The split for this is going to be here. I'll add requirements to it so that you can see here. So 3 is going to be enter on open of following candle. And then lastly, you just want to set TP stop loss to 25.50. All right, so 25.50 here. With that said right there, you let it run, full TP, right? That's pretty much it. That's going to be the 3-minute strategy right here. So that's going to be 2B. If you're looking for 2A, it's going to be, let me see if I can find one over here that satisfies that specific requirement. Here, let me see if I could find something here. All right, so here's an example for 2A. So same thing right here, Kurt. Basically, you want to identify a valid K2 momentum signal. Here's a valid buy signal. Next, you want to confirm a signal breaking close past the K2 pivot 3 and 4, right? So as you can see right here, this green candle is breaking and closing past these 2 pivots. So with that said, you enter a long position right here. And then from there, you do the same thing, 25.50. You have that all set up. You let it run, full TP, right? Easy as that. So, I mean, there's really no guesswork here. You just got to check off the checklist. And it shouldn't be that difficult. Like literally it's just, you know, putting 2 and 2 together. You just look at the list. If it's there, if it fills, you take it. If not, you wait for the next one. And that's pretty much going to be, it. So other than that, but yeah, I know definitely, Kurt. It's good to have you back, bro. I know you're busy with work and I know you're finally back here. I know you went on your own like journey to go, you know, figure out trading on your own, and it did work for you, but you know, like you mentioned, it was a little complicated and it was a little confusing where it was hard to be consistent. So I'm glad you're back here at K2. So we're here to make some more profits for you and with you. Let's see if we got anything else over here. Yeah, David said he got a busy day. So I'm not sure if David's still in here. For sure, David. So I'll see you later. Yeah, David's got work today, so he's back out. Kurt said, bro, you make it so simple. No wonder why people are getting jealous and troll. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because those people could be profiting with it, but they'd rather troll. So it's whatever's. I don't got time for that stuff, bro. I'm not here to troll anybody. I'm here to make some money for everybody. All right. So for this 3-minute entry right here, Josh, are you looking at this right now? I'm thinking about possibly entering this for a sell if it ends up closing right there. I'm assuming you probably are too, right? So we'll keep watching this, guys. If you guys want to take it, this candle closes in about a minute. So when it does close, so if it does close, then sorry guys, people keep messaging me on Telegram. Dude, are you guys not familiar that I'm live right now? Here, let me just message this guy here. This dude sent me like, see your messages. Live, you can ask me questions live if you want. Here, let me just send this over to this dude, Guido. Guido's new here. He just signed up as a K2. So where's the link for this thing? Oh, there we go. I'm just gonna send this over to Guido real quick. All right. I'm a little busy, can't go live right now. send me messages. I'll respond once. Yeah, no need. Messages, LOL, because I keep getting notifications from you. Okay, that's cool. It's kind of like we don't know. Got me. Yeah, Josh is looking right now. So Josh just messaged me right now. He said he's looking for this entry off the 3 minute. That's pretty much what we're waiting for over here. No, you're fine, Steven. I wasn't talking about you, Steven. I was talking about someone else. I'm talking to Guido, one of the new guys that just joined K2. 3 minute is not confirmed yet, Steven. We're waiting for it to close. There's no signal here yet, right? So we're waiting for it to close. Once it closes, we're gonna take it, but it's not confirmed yet. We got about a minute left on this candle. Oops. All right, we got 50 seconds left on this candle, guys. If it ends up closing, I'll take it. If not, then we're gonna keep waiting. You know, I might go for the full 50 off this, Josh, if it ends up closing. Because if it keeps dropping, it's probably gonna keep dropping down past the past the entry over here for our daily entry. So we'll see. This candle is closing in 30 seconds. It hasn't closed yet, so there's no entry yet. So Steven, just make sure to keep looking at it for the sell signal here. Kurt's asking 2A and 2B, what's the difference? They're totally different. So first, 2A is going to be confirmed signal breaks and closes past the K2SR. Give me 1 second. This is going to close in about 3 seconds. No signal. All right, cool. So yeah, going back to your question, 2A and 2B are completely different. 2A confirms that signal breaks and closes past the K2 pivot 3 and 4, while 2B confirms that the signal is above or below the pivot. So for example, if the signal is below, like right here, this is considered a 2B, right? So I showed you examples for both of them. Did you miss them, Kurt? The other one's over here. The other one is going to be, I can't remember where it was. Okay, so like right here. So for this green candle right here, this is breaking and closing past the K2 pivots, right? It breaks past it because it's below it initially, but then it breaks and closes past it. So that would be a buy entry for 2A. This is going to be 2A right here. And then for example, over here, this is going to be 2B because it's not breaking or closing past the pivots. It's just below it or it's above it. For example, this would be a sample for 2B, because it's above the pivots. This would be below because it's below the pivots, right? So these are both 2B entries. 2A is going to be when price is actually breaking, closing past the pivots. So that would be the main difference between these over here. Steven said, can you please read the TP and stop loss for 3 minute entry like you did yesterday? Yeah, sure, Steven. I'll do that for you. So once we have this entry that it's actually closed, then I will I'll call out the TPs and stuff for you guys. But there's just nothing that is available right now. So I'm just gonna wait for it. If it closes with the sell signal, then I'll take it because it's gonna go in the direction of our daily entry right here, right? The daily entry still hasn't closed yet. I mean, it hasn't even filled. But once it does fill, you can see that it's starting to round out, right? So we have a high right here. So for example, we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, and what's gonna happen from this point? It's probably gonna come down. So that's basically what we're waiting for here, guys. Nothing too crazy, just waiting for this to close out. Once it does close out, it's gonna satisfy the 3 minute entry. It's also gonna satisfy this over here as well, off the 10 minute. So we'll keep waiting for this, and then we'll see how this ends up playing out. Yeah, I wouldn't take any 10-minute entries right here because it hasn't really sorry guys, I'm just kidding. I'm going to my Telegram, and Guido's still talking right now. I just find his name funny, Guido, and then he keeps we're just talking about his he's trying to have a conversation with me, but I told him that I'm live. I said if he has questions, just go on the live. But he said he's busy, so he's like he's typing to me. But it's all right. So anyways, we're still looking for some entries here off the 3-minute. So there's still no entry off this point. No, you're good, Kurt. I'm doing like a million things at once right now, Kurt. So that's why I'm kind of like my head's all over the place. Like I got like a bunch of people messaging me on Telegram. I got people hitting me up on Instagram, and then I'm here trying to trade, and I'm also trying to deal with the trolls. So I'm just doing a bunch of things at once, but like my head's just scattered right now. So did you get it now, Kurt? I just want to make sure that you got it, because I know the main reason you're on here is to learn the strategy, right? So just if you can confirm for me, Kurt, that you understand it. If not, I'll go back and reanalyze it for you, and I'll show you exactly how everything's done. I just want to make sure that you're getting it. The only problem is with this 3-minute here, we only have 3 minutes in between each trade. So that's why every time you ask me a question, I got to go back and look if there's an entry here. And if we do have an entry here, I'm going to call it for you guys, and we'll take this trade. So we got this candle that's trying to close. We got about 1:30 left on this candle. Once it does close, and I'll call a trade for you guys, and then you guys can take it with me. I'll be taking this trade as well. So if you guys want to take it, you guys can be comfortable that this is probably going to be a safe entry to take. There's just a lot of things here. Let's see, Jeff says, Shawn, S&P is much clearer than US 30, but going long here at 4,000 plus is scary. Yeah, no, I noticed that too yesterday when you mentioned it, Jeff. Like, it's crazy how different US 30 and the S&P are moving, right? So I'll take a look at that right now, actually, since we're just chilling at this point. Let's see, US 30 and the S&P, because normally they move like pretty similar, right? So if I go here, this is going to be US 30. This is going to be S&P. They're moving totally different. So this is why I never tell you guys to copy the trades like exactly, because they're not always going to move the same. See how smooth the S&P is moving straight up? US 30 is a mess right now. Look at this. And they're supposed to mirror each other. So that's the scary part about it. It's like, if this is happening, then there's certain big companies that are going through some stuff right now, right? Because if S&P is moving this smooth and US 30 is moving like this, like look how choppy this is. Shoots up, spikes down. US 30 is kind of like untradeable at this time because it keeps bouncing back and forth. Even for my own trades, guys, like I make profits here and there. Like last night, I made like 2 wins, and I did pretty well. Like, so if you guys followed my profits from last night, I'm just being very careful with my trades. So for example, last night I took these 2 trades here. I made about 1,719 on one account, and then I made about 1,000 on the other account. But I was being very careful with my entries. I wasn't necessarily taking every single entry. And I talked about this with a couple guys in the group. I talked to you, Zephyr. You admired that I'm able to sit on my hands and look for the perfect entries. But it hasn't been easy, guys. It hasn't been easy as it has been like the past couple of months. So I don't know. There might be something going on in the market. They're like, I don't know if like US 30 is preparing to crash or whatever, because US 30, if you look at it, it's been pushing up for like a long time. And more recently, it's starting to come back down, right? So you can see here, if you look at US 30 on the 1 hour, or not even the 1 hour, go on the 4 hour, you can see that it was bullish for a bit and then it came down. It's bullish for a bit and it kind of established like a bit of a double top up here. So I don't know if US 30 is like, it's trying to keep pushing up, but it's about due for it to drop, right? Because for example, here's a double top on the 4 hour. You can see that it's trying to possibly drop at this point. But right now it's just going sideways. So it's a little risky for how it would play out, but we're gonna keep watching it and see if we have anything that we could possibly take. Peter said, since Biden took office, the market's been fucked up. Yeah, I mean, he did talk yesterday too, so keep that in mind. Biden did talk yesterday about his plan for the what was it? Not the stimulus, but he talked about his plan yesterday. And with that said, he spiked price back and forth as well. It's why I didn't trade yesterday during lunch. So during lunch yesterday was right here. Price was going up, and then as soon as Biden talked, it rejected from this point and spiked all the way down. So that's why I'm a little cautious. And also it is NFP week, so that's something to keep in mind, guys. Like, don't just there's other factors that come into play when we look at these markets. Like, things aren't just always going to be cookie cutter, easy, take trades and you'll be good. There's always going to be a lot of things that are affecting the market one way or the other. So it's something for you guys to keep in mind when you guys are taking these trades, and to be careful not to overtrade. So let me just scroll up real quick, and I'm going to see. I think I missed a couple of questions over here real quick. So let me see. So Sharul said, you mentioned that it's best to take entries after market open. Does this apply only to New York sessions because it's the most volatile, or does this apply to Asia and London sessions as well? Thanks. It kind of applies to London as well, Sharul, but it's on a case by case basis. Like, sometimes, like, you'll look at the news, and there's a lot of news during London session. So, like, for example, here, there's not that much news today or this week in general. It is NFP, but I mean, for the most part, if you look at last week, there was a lot of news during Euro session. So, like, right here at midnight, this is when London opened. There's a lot of news right on open, right? So from that point, you'd probably be careful. But it doesn't have much of a movement like it does for US session, right? So if I go over here to US 30, and I'll just mark up the market open. So this is going to be this huge candle right here in red is the market open for US, right? This is an abnormal candle because price doesn't usually move like that. This is going to be the open for London. Let me see right here. So as you can see for London, it's nowhere near what happens for the US, right? So for example, here on London, this is only 26 points, right? If you compare it to the US Open over here, this is like almost 100 points, right? Huge difference. And if we go back over here to the day before, so this is the US Open, see how big this candle is? That's like over 1,000 pips. It's 1,150 pips. If you go to London Open over here, where's midnight? See, London Open over here, it's not that dramatic, right? It's only like 200 pips. So as you can see here, like, it does apply sometimes, but it doesn't necessarily affect it as much as it does for the US session. So just keep that in mind, Cheryl, if you're thinking about that. If you're like, I know some people just trade breakouts, which you can do. But just keep in mind that it's always going to be a risky move regardless as to however you plan on taking it. Because I see some people, like, if you guys have seen Cheryl in the group, she's the one that's been locking in like a ton of profit. She has a lot of, let me see what she does. Let's go over here. Her name is Making It with K². So if I go to the profits over here, she trades breakouts. So she waits for the breakouts, like I mentioned, when market opens, and then she takes them. Like right here, she made 1,500 yesterday, and her name is Making It with K². So if you see her profits here, you can see that she trades off the London Open, but she trades the DAX, UK 100, and a couple other pairs as well. This is like her London Open trade. So she waits till midnight once the London market opens, and she catches those breakouts. So there's ways that you can trade that, but it's not necessarily one that I would recommend because it's a little risky. You're kind of gambling at that point because you're kind of flipping the coin, whether it's going to be 50-50 or not, because you don't know if this is going to keep dropping or if this is going to swing back up to where it originally was when market opened right here, right? So just keep that in mind, Charles, when you're looking at it. But yeah, definitely volatility spikes for US 30 are going to be way different during New York session versus Asia and London session. So hopefully that answers your question. Dave's asking, can you give us the link for IG sentiment? Yeah, sure, Dave. Let me grab it for you real quick. Or an easy way to find it, guys, if you guys want to find the IG sentiment, not just for US 30, but for everything else, just go to Google, type in US 30 IG sentiment, and then the link will come up right there. DJI, that's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's going to be US 30 right there, Dave. And then if you want to trade something else like the S&P, so SPX, you just type in SPX. There's the IG sentiment for SPX right there. If you want to trade, NASDAQ, NAS 100, you just type that in. NDX is going to be the symbol on their side. And then you can see the sentiment here for SPX, for NASDAQ, right? So I'll send you the link here, Dave. But if you want to look for it, just Google, your pair and then IG sentiment, and then you should be fine. It'll come up for you. But I'll send it to you here as well, just so that you can have access to it. All right. Andrew's asking, I don't get it. What's the indicators being used? The indicators being used are the K2 indicators. So if you guys want access to the K2 indicators to apply these strategies that we're applying here, just go on the website, k2trades.com right here. And if you want to have access to the indicators, click on K2 strategy course right here. If you just want access to the Zoom room so you can have real-time updates and you guys can see everything in high quality, just click on K2 premium signals right here. And then you'll have access to all the premium groups. But if you want to learn the strategy and pretty much lock in, the same profits everyone else here is locking in, like Trell, he took these trades overnight while I was asleep. So he made all these profits while I was sleeping. Key over here, she made all these profits on her own as well. This was last night. And same with Sisu, right? Sisu took like 20 trades a day of US 30, but he only takes these trades because he knows the strategy. So if you guys want to learn that strategy and, lock in consistent profits like this every day on your own without waiting for my signals, then, just go on the website, k2trades.com, and then click on K2 strategy course right here to get access to it. The opportunity is available to you guys, but it's not required. If you guys don't want to pay for anything, then you guys are fine to sit in this room and copy my trades as I take them. But if you guys want to learn the strategy, then, the opportunity is there as well. So it's really up to you if you want to take that opportunity, or if you think you know what you're doing already, then that's completely fine. But we're just putting it out there if you guys want to learn it. So let's see. Ed over here sent me some profits. Damn, nice. Ed took that trade. He made 2,303. Nice work, Ed. I don't know if you took the buy or the sell. I'm assuming you took the, you probably took the buy down here, or you took a couple buys. I don't know. I know you trade a little different too. So Ed right here, he locked in, crap, let me delete that. Yeah. Save this over right here. So right here, Ed made 2,000, and I was trying to see where his TP stop loss was, but he just took a screenshot of the profits. But that's pretty good, bro. So you did pretty good from that there. And here's Cheryl again. So like I mentioned, if you guys see Cheryl in the premium group, her name is Making It with K2. That's her username. And these are the profits she made this morning. She made 1,514. She traded the DAX 30, UK 100, US 30, and a couple other trades down here. So nice work off that, Cheryl. And then again, on another account, she made 719 trading the same pairs. So like I mentioned, if you guys want to learn the strategy, yeah. So Making with K2, Cheryl, she said, yeah, for a few months now, I think I have it down. So if you guys want to learn the same strategy she's applying and, be able to kill these consistent profits that she's doing, you guys can learn the strategy. It's available to you guys. She's only been with me for about a couple months now. So she's pretty much locked it in and she's got everything down. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of possibilities that are available. And I think Cheryl's she's one of our senior traders as well. Yeah, so you can see right here, Cheryl, she's 44 years old. She's only been trading for 1 year. So she's only been trading for that long, and she's able to kill it with us every single day. So if you guys want to learn how to kill it, this is probably the place that you guys want to be, because everyone here in K2 is killing it every single day. Let's see. Oh, you traded gold. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so Ed was actually trading gold this morning. So I'll pull up gold real quick. Let's see what he took. Gold is right here. Oh yeah, no, definitely. If you took this buy right here, because if you guys use the K2SR strategy, basically you just wait for a confirmation. So there's a rejection from this point, buy signal right here, it breaks and closes past the structure. If you took this trade right here, it's a huge profit right there. 1,500, or I guess this is 155 pips, right? Because you just take off the last decimal. So for that set right there, if you took that trade full TP, and nice work, Ed. It just killed right there, 2,303. So you guys can see here, even though I'm not making that much, profit myself because I'm not really taking trades. I'm being careful. You guys can see here that everyone else is pretty much doing like crazy well, right? 700 for Cheryl, another 1,500 there. Ed over here with 2,000. Jalon over here with, how much did he make? He made some money off Dogecoin too. And Trell over here with a couple thousand as well. So as you guys can see, if you guys learn the strategy, you guys can do it on your own. Because I don't, I'm only one person, so I can't be looking at all of these pairs at once, which you guys can. I mean, there's so many different members here in K2 that trade different things. So just depending on what you want to trade, the strategy works on all assets. So you don't have to trade US 30 like me. You can trade the S&P, you can trade the NASDAQ, you can trade the DAX 30, you can trade. That's why my watch list here has all of these other pairs. Because I don't necessarily trade any of this stuff. I don't trade gold. I don't trade, the Aussie 200, the China 50, the Spain 35, the French 40, the Japanese index, the UK 100. All these things I don't trade, but I have them here because if you guys ask me to analyze them, I can analyze them because the same strategy works for everything. So other than that, let me go down the chat real quick and see what else I'm missing over here. All right, let me just scroll up real quick and see what else I'm missing over here. Yeah, Jeff said, yep, Biden said he's going to spend $2 trillion on infrastructure, higher taxes on the rich, a bozo. Exactly, Jeff, right? Yeah, Yick said, yeah, everyone's ripping on Sleepy Joe now. Yeah, man. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Biden. A lot of people didn't like Trump. I'm not really political at all, guys. And it doesn't matter for me because we're going to make profit either way. Whether the market goes up, whether the market goes down, we're still going to make profit regardless. So here we go, David. Got you on there. Made you a co-host.
Yo, what up?
Yo, what's up, David? How's it going, bro? Still moving?
Good, man. Trying to get ready to get out of this Airbnb.
So you're just bouncing from Airbnb to Airbnb right now?
Yeah, my family leaves tonight. They're going to South Carolina, but I got to stay behind and finish what I got to do.
Yeah, man. Gives you more focus on these trades, bro.
Exactly, bro. I'm going to be solo for 2 months. So,
yeah, that's tight.
I'm 22 pips deep in EU right now.
Ian, what'd you do? Take a buy or sell?
Bye, cuz.
Let's see. And you got to start hosting the London sessions, bro, since you're gonna be on opposite hours.
No, I'm not hosting shit. I'm not a signal provider, man. I just kill these markets by myself.
Exactly. Yeah, I was looking at EU right here. Yeah, if you took that trade right there, this would have been the you could have bought from down here. Price, if you're using the K2SR, this is what I would have taken because it came down from here. It broke back into the structure, broke back above. You could have taken the buy right there. So that looks like a good, decent buy. Where'd you buy it from?
My 17,430.
17. Oh, you got it a little later. That's still good though. 17.
Yeah, because I haven't been able to
yeah,
be on the charts. I just did this. I don't know.
Oh, this lines up with the momentum signal as well. So I turned that
20 minutes ago, I think I got in.
Yeah, you got in good. It's a few minutes late, but or a little. Let me see. You just missed out on a few pips. Yeah, only like 18, 16 pips. Not a big deal.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's nice work off that, bro. Let's see what else we got over here. Nice. Kendra said SE stand up. She's from South Carolina too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's where my wife's from.
Let me go through these messages real quick. See what else we got over here. I think there's a couple of things that people wanted me to analyze. Let's see, Kiki wanted me to analyze UK 100. So let me take a look at that real quick. Let's go here on the 10-minute. Dude, have you traded US 30 today? Dude, it's so messy.
Yeah, I took a sell. I was up like 75 points and got out.
Yeah, smart move, bro. Smart move. I took a buy last night. So I took this last night before bed. I just set and forget it, actually. Where was it? Right here. like at 10. I took the buy and I was tripping out because I thought I was gonna lose the trade, but then I just went to sleep. I took like some ZQL because dude, I've been having problems sleeping lately. I've been like thinking about the charts too much. I took this buy here and thankfully it played out because I was tripping out. I fell asleep and I was like, I was hoping that it was gonna hit, but I was like worried that it wasn't gonna hit. Oh no, actually it wasn't even that trade, it was this one down here.
I sold right there and got out under here.
You sold them. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, you sold it at the on the opening candle when it came back down?
No, when it came up and touched right there, see that little wick that's right above my line?
Yeah.
That was my entry.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
I'll show you proof in case you don't believe me.
Yeah, I never believe anything you do, bro. You kind of remind me of that dude Pikachu.
You crazy, cuz.
No, I believe you, bro. Definitely, man.
Let me see where we at. Where we at?
And Neptune said US 30 with a bunch of exclamation marks. Dude, US 30 is crazy right now. Like, I mean, if you just look at these wicks right here, it's just been bouncing around like 500.
Look at my entry in your Telegram.
Let me check real quick. Oh, I see. Okay.
You know I don't play around.
Let's see. Your entry was, yeah, 33, 330, 73, 80.
And then I took it again on the way down. I took it twice.
330s, 78.
My price might be a little different. So just go from the close of that green candle.
Yeah, no, the difference is because there's a price difference between your MT4 and TradingView. So I think it's off by like 15 points.
Yeah, yeah, it is different.
Yeah, it's just a little different. So yeah, yours is a little higher. So you probably got in like over here. Yeah.
Look at the candle. See, that's where I got in on the open of that green candle.
Yeah. Damn. So you ate that little drawdown right there. I'd have tripped out, bro.
No, bruh. I got in on the wick right here on the comeback.
Oh, you put a sell stop right there.
No. I enter manually. I don't do that shit.
You just so you waited for it. No, because
See that wick?
you said you got out the wick. So if you got in from right here, you would have ate that drawdown. But if you got in later when it came back down, then you would have entered from here. All right, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, no, that looks good, dude. I was thinking about entering that too because I saw the wick like off the top. I started to notice some things too. If I see this big wick off the opening candle, it usually continues to drop at least like 200 to 500 pips, like right here. Yeah, like
Yeah, I'm waiting for a buy now.
For this right here, for
US 30.
Yeah, I'm looking for something smooth. Like I want it to break above here or possibly break below here, you know, if we end up looking for a sell before I hop into those. But definitely if I'm gonna look for a buy, I wanted to come up to here somewhere, come back down.
Here, let me show you. Let me show you what I got marked up.
Yeah, send me your charts real quick, bro. Where you at right now? Are you in the Airbnb? Or are you just
I got a break here, come back, and go.
Right over here? Oh, okay, no, I see you. Yeah, that's just what I drew too right now. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Dude, it lines up exactly like mine.
Let me I'll
Yeah,
send you mine.
wait for it to shoot up, come back down, and then I'm gonna take the entry once it pulls back over here. I'm not gonna hop in right away. But this is gonna be a 10-minute scalp right here if anyone wants to take it. I wouldn't take it yet, but that would have been the entry there if someone was following the strategy.
How do I forward this? I sent you my chart.
Sure. Yeah, no, definitely. That lines up exactly with what I had right here too. So I'm looking for that too right here. Just waiting for it to actually play out so that we can actually.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, I know it's coming eventually. It's pushing up now. We're probably just gonna have to cancel our daily entry. Hasn't filled yet. It's all good. Yeah, I'll come back to it later. There's no point in us really just staring at it right now. So let me go down the questions real quick. So what else we got over here? I think we had one question from Kiki. Oh yeah, Kiki wanted me to take a look at UK 100. So let me pull up UK 100 real quick. So I'll analyze it from the higher time frame first, guys, and then we'll go down for some scalps. So here is the UK 100 on the 1 hour. I'm gonna zoom out from this point. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw a market structure for you guys. So I'll turn on the K2SR indicator right here. I'm gonna go ahead and draw my zones from this point. So we got one up here. We got one down here. We got another one right over here. And then we got one over here. All right, so looking at current price right here, guys, this is gonna be current market structure for the UK 100. Basically, in order to look at what's important, you wanna see where price is just ranging from currently, right? So when price broke into this area, I would say right over here. So this market structure began on March 25th. So this over here is pretty irrelevant. We don't have to focus on any of this stuff. What's important is gonna be this area right here. And as you can see, prices bounces between these two structures, right? It goes from this, if you wanna be even cleaner, you can take off this one and this one. And you can see that price is just bouncing in between these areas right here. So if you're analyzing UK 100 from the higher perspective on the higher time frames, what you're looking for is for price to either break above or below either of these market structures here, right? This is basically all that you're looking for. You're looking for price to break above or below one of these so that you can catch that move in that direction. So in order for us to have a bias, we turn on our momentum indicator. Right here, we have a sell bias, right? Because the most recent signal is a sell signal right here. You can see the last time we had a sell signal, it came down to test this area, but failed to break and close, right? So with that said, it bounced all the way back up. So what we're looking for here is we have a sell bias, but I wouldn't enter any trades until price closes below the structure. That way you would enter a longer move for a sell right there, right? As you guys can see, the last time this happened here, price was within this area. There was a sell signal that closed below the structure right here. And then what happened from that point, if you entered a sell, full TP, right? Same situation right here. It's the same pattern, just repeating itself again right there. Same with this right here again as well. We have a, let me turn off the momentum indicator. We have a rejection up here. Same with this right here. Break and close past the structure. Break and close past the structure. And they both would have hit TP, right? So for example, here, take that full TP down there. Again, right here, you take this over here, full TP right there as well, right? So it's the same pattern that just keeps repeating itself, but that's what we're waiting for. We want price to break below or above to take either entry. So that's it for the higher time frame. The next up, I'm gonna go over to the scalp session over here, and then we'll see what we're looking for on this point over here. So we'll go over to the UK 100. And then we'll see if there's any 10-minute scalps here. I don't think there's anything right now because price is like super messy, but I'll go back and I'll show you any possible entries that were available, you know, all throughout the day or all throughout the morning. So we have a zone up here. We have a zone right here. We got another one right here. We got this one right here. We got this one right here. And we got these down here, right? So with that said, we'll look for some entries here that were possibly available. We'll turn on the K2SR, turn off the pivots, or turn on the pivots, turn off the K2SR. We wouldn't take any trades here because price is just going sideways, but if you took any entries over here, like for example, this is using the K2 snipe strategy. Back to the chart. All right, let me just go back to that area again right here. So same situation right here. We have the wick rejection off the K2 pivot off this red candle. So we have a rejection off the yellow pivot here, rejection off the K2SR structure right here. We enter a long position right here. I think the sweet spot for this is probably like 250 or something like that, or that's too much. Yeah, like 150. No, it's too much too. I think 50 looks like the sweet spot, or I don't know what the sweet spot is because I don't trade UK 100. But if you were to take this trade, you can see right here, full TP, right? So as you guys can see, the same snipe strategy that we use works on all pairs. It's not just US 30. Again, right here, some more entries for some shorts, full TP right there. and so on. I mean, it's not that difficult, guys. If you guys can just follow directions, you guys can apply the strategy and make a lot of profit, pretty much just rinse and repeating the same thing we're doing over and over again, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for those right there. And these are moving directional. So that's why we would take these sells here. Looking at current price right now for UK100, I wouldn't mess with this because this whole area right here is choppy, right? I mean, you could still make money trading this. It's just you're going to run into more losses than you would like to. Like, for example, here we have a sell, but if you took that trade, you probably would hit TP, right? Full TP right there. Right here, you would take this buy. You probably would have lost this trade because it ends up, you know, it goes up a little bit, then it comes back down. So you probably would have lost that trade, but there's another sell right here. And if you took this sell, you would have had another buy. So you would have like one net positive buy or one net positive win versus one loss here. So one loss, one win, one loss. But if you took these trades here, they would have been wins as well. So you guys have to be very selective with what you're trading, because when the market's choppy like how it is right now, there's just no point in you really, there's really no point in you hopping into stuff like that, because it's just too uncertain, right? You don't want to enter trades when it's like that. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else real quick before I continue. All right, let me scroll up real quick. Nice. So CT over here took some sells for US 30. This dude made 1,480. Damn, crazy. Nice work, CT. So I just saw your chart right here. See, CT sent me his chart. Right, so this is CT's spot right here. He's waiting for price to reach this area here off the 30-minute. There's like a high area of volatility right here, ton of volume. So basically when he reaches this area right here, he's going to be looking for either a buy or a sell. He's waiting for price to either break above or break below once he reaches the area. So that's what CT is looking for right now, which is like on point with what we're necessarily looking for as well. Let me scroll down a little bit. All right, CT got some more profits. Let me see what he did right now. CT pull a hat trick on me real quick. Damn, nice. You need one more, bro. One more for that hat trick. So CT over here locked in. So you guys can see that I'm not really taking trades on my own, but CT here is he knows his strategy. Like for example, here, this is a variation of the strategy that I apply sometimes. And he's applying whatever he can see on the chart. So for example, here CT just took 2 trades. He locked in 1,480, and then he had another trade where he locked in 370. So if you guys want to learn these strategies and profit like everyone else here in K2, like I mentioned, it's possible. It's just you have to actually take advantage of the opportunity that's given to you. Steven over here, damn, nice work, Steven. So Steven over here locked in 1,230 and 40 cents today. So he took 1 trade for USD CHF, 1 small loss for US 30. He's got a pending trade for gold, and then he's got 2 wins for US 30 here and 1 other small loss. So he has a total of 1,230 profit this morning. So this is what Steven just sent me right now. You can see the timestamp for today. He literally sent this to me at 8:07. It's 8:08. So he sent this to me a minute ago. Nice work, Steven. I'm glad to see everyone here killing it, guys. Like literally, even if I'm not taking that many trades and I'm just hanging out, you guys are still profiting here in K2. So if you guys are in K2 and you guys want to find a group of real traders who make profit every day, this is the group that you guys want to be in, because obviously here you can see that we have profits every single day. Like I don't know anyone else who does this, who's able to produce like profitable traders every single day. You guys can see the timestamp here, 29th, 25th, 24th. Every day people are profiting here at K2. So it's like huge wins along the way, right? Dave's asking 60 lots. I think we talked about this yesterday, Dave. He's using a different broker. They use mini lots. So it's only a 6 lot. It's not really a 60 lot. Since you're using mini lots, it's carried over by 1. You just add a 0 to it. So that's why his lots look like that. But anyways, other than that, let's see if there's anything else here for me to look at. I'm going to scroll up. So I see your question right there, Jetta. Let's see. I'm going to look at your question, and then I'm going to scroll up and look at everyone else's questions. So Jetta said, hey, Shawn, you use Higo's way for your US 30, right? Why price isn't similar to TradingView price because of the huge spreads? Well, price isn't going to be the same for anything, Jetta. Every price is going to be different for each broker. Like I don't know if Hugo's Way is a dealing desk. I think they're a dealing desk. So they're the middleman. They create their own prices. Those are called market makers. For certain brokers, they're market makers, so they create their own market within liquidity. So they set their own prices, and that's why each broker has a different pricing. For TradingView over here, we're using currency.com data. This uses the futures data, right? So if this is futures data, this is more of a raw price. So we have raw price right here with no decimals after it. That's why price is different for TradingView. It's also different for FTMO. It's different for Hugo's Way. It's different for IC markets. It's different for everything. The difference is because the brokers create their own pricing. So that's, short answer to your question. And I don't use Hugo's Way for US 30. I use FTMO, and the broker that they use is LMAX. So it's a little different. I do use Hugo's Way for my personal account, but not for the bigger trades. Like for these trades that I'm taking where I'm making like, a couple $1,000, like these trades here where I'm taking bigger lot sizes, this is FTMO. If I'm taking the smaller ones, like for example, I do share my profits for the smaller account as well. Just not as often because I don't trade on that as often, right? It just doesn't make sense for me to trade the personal account that much because I'm only making like a couple $100, right? Like I'm making like $700 versus making like thousands of bucks on the FTMO. So I prefer to trade on FTMO because the profit splits a lot better, like versus, and I don't have to risk my own money. So the thing is, if you fail at FTMO, that's fine because you can just do another FTMO. If you blow your personal account, then you're screwed, right? So that's why I don't necessarily prefer to trade off. I don't like to trade my own money anymore really much. And also for business purposes, because when you trade with FTMO, I traded FTMO through the K² business FTMO account. So there's different benefits to trading through a business and versus trading through your own personal account. So I personally trade through FTMO majority of the time, but I do trade my smaller account on Hugo's Way as well. So other than that, let me scroll up real quick and I'm going to make sure that I didn't miss any other questions. So if I missed any of your questions, guys, you guys can put them back in the chat and I'll look over them. But we did have a ton of questions here all throughout the morning, which I think I might have missed. So if I did miss your question, I'm not ignoring your question. It's just that there was just too many questions that are being sent in the chat. So let me just check this real quick. I think I saw a question with someone that was having issues connecting something. Let's see. All right. So Yik is asking, how do I find US 30? I searched it on TradingView. Nothing has come up. I mean, if you type in US 30, it should come up, Yik. So like, for example, here, if you type in, I'll just go to random chart right here. If you go to here and you just type in US 30, all of the pairs here come up. We use currency.com data, which is going to be the first one. But yeah, you should have a bunch of options right here if you end up clicking on there. Yeah. If you're still having issues, let me know. You might be looking in the wrong place, but if you just type in US 30, they should come up right here on the chart for you. All right, let me keep scrolling down. I'm gonna make sure I answer everyone's questions. I don't want to miss anyone's questions. So if I missed your question, guys, just put it back in the chat and then I'll try to answer it right away. I've just been caught up with a lot of other stuff going on here around the same time. Let me see. Roosevelt said some of these questions hurt my brain. No, that's funny. Let's see what else we got over here. Yeah, Kel said a lot of consolidation today because NFP this week. So we should see a huge move coming Friday. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you too, Kel. That's why usually for NFP, I don't really trade that much. It's just a risky time to trade because the market's usually pretty slow all throughout the week. And then Friday, you're going to see some crazy movements. Or like opening candle, you see crazy movements and then it just smoothens out and it gets really slow. So we still have our pending sell stop here for US 30, guys. If this ends up crossing this higher over here and it creates a higher high, then we're probably just going to cancel our sell stop and we're just going to wait for the next one because there's just nothing for us to take right now, right? But we'll keep it on currently until until that happens. So we got a signal over here for a 3-minute. It's going to be an invalid signal anyways, so not necessarily a good one for us to hop into at this point. Kurt's asking the 2A break close. I'm still a little confused, bro. I'm sorry, LOL. And later, the 10-minute one more time would be nice whenever you can. Sorry, my brain can't pick it up quickly. Yeah, sure, no problem. Let me go back to that real quick. So first, I'm gonna go over the 2A break and close for you, Kurt. So let me just find one over here, and then when I find it, I'm gonna try to go through it as slow as possible so that I can make sure that you actually get it. Okay. I'm gonna look for an entry here. It's kind of hard to find one because it doesn't happen very often. Okay. I'm gonna skip this one because this might confuse you. I just want to make sure that you're actually getting it and you're not all confused about it. Let me see one that's like, I'm looking for a really clean entry so that I want to make sure that you don't get confused about it at all. Kurt, all right, perfect. So there's one right here. So this should clear any confusion you have. Okay. So let me just go down this really slow. I'm gonna like really dumb it down where like anyone can understand this. Okay. So the first requirement, right? You identify a K2 momentum signal. Right here, we have a K2 sell signal, right? So with that said right here, this is going to be the first requirement. You're confused with 2A right here, where you want to confirm the signal. So this is a signal candle, right? It breaks and closes past the K2 pivot 3 and 4. This is K2 pivot 3 and 4, these two lines right here, the orange and red. So if this closes past it, it breaks past it right here, right? And it closes, that's 2A. So with that said, you enter your position right here. You enter your position right there, and then you let it run. And there you go, full TP, right? So it's not really that difficult, Kurt. Hopefully you got it at that time. Let me see if I could find another one here. I want to make sure that you really, really get it. Okay, same situation again right here, right? For this red candle, we have a momentum signal right here. It breaks past these two pivots, right? Or to make it simpler for you, it just crosses the pivots and it closes. I don't know, like you can change the words around, Kurt, if that helps. It crosses the pivots and it closes, right? So it crosses the pivots and closes. That's going to be 2A. So with that said, we have the signal, we have the break and close past the structure right here or past the pivots. And with that said, here's another example. Let me just circle it for you, Kurt, so you can see. See this candle right here? It's breaking and closing past these two pivots, right? So it breaks right through it because the initial candle starts above here. It breaks and closes past it. With that said, you enter a short position right here. And after that, you let it run and it goes into profit and then it hits TP and that's it. That's going to be 2A for you. So hopefully that works, Kurt, and it helps you out. But other than that, I think you should be good. I mean, it's not really that difficult. I think you might be overcomplicating a little bit, which is fine. You know what happens sometimes. Sometimes people just like it just seems too easy that you think that there's more to it, but in reality, it's not really that difficult. So that's going to be the strategy for Josh's 3-minute. And if you want to rewatch all this stuff, you can rewatch it. I mean, there's been changes to the strategy, but if you guys want to go back and rewatch the actual session with me and Josh, where we sat down and talked about this for like 5 hours, you can go to the YouTube channel, like right here. Let me go. This is going to be the YouTube channel right here. Go to videos. And then if you go right here to 6 days ago when it was streamed live, it'll say Josh 3-minute strategy on March 24th. So if you want to go back and watch that, you can, Kurt, but it's really easy. I don't even think you need to go and watch it because it's literally self-explanatory right here. Like you can just write this down, stick it on your computer so that every time you see an entry or you see a signal, you'll know exactly what to look for. So that's going to be it for that right there. All right. Other than that, let me scroll up real quick. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody's questions because I want to make sure everyone's questions get answered and not everyone here has a question. So I just want to make sure everything is done through here. So let's see. I went through Kurt's question right there. All right, I see everything else that everyone's talking about over here. Steven's asking, is there a strategy for scalping the trades when we have daily entries? I mean, it's the same strategies that we're applying, Steven. There's nothing that's really different. I mean, if we're taking a scalp and you're taking daily entry, you can take the scalp in the same direction. So for example, if we have a buy scalp and you see a buy entry here, you can take the buy, vice versa. If you see the same thing here, if you're taking a buy and you have a buy scalp within it, you can take that scalp. It's not really, there's no specific strategy where you would be using just for a scalp within the daily entry, because they all fall within it. It just depends on what you're looking for. All right, let me scroll up real quick. Let's see. All right, so Ed's asking about gold. Well, I mean, I think he just confirmed gold, but I'll analyze gold for you guys here because I know a lot of you guys love trading gold, and I analyze gold like every day, so it's not a big deal for me to analyze it for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and delete everything off the chart. I'm going to zoom out from this point. First thing we're going to do is draw market structure. In order to do that, we turn on the K2SR version 2 indicator, and with that said, we draw our zones on the chart for you guys. So we got one up here. We got one right here. We got one right here. Got one right there. Got one right there. Got one right here. Right there. Right there and right there. All right, so we got like 2 last ones right here. And with that said, guys, we have some perfectly drawn zones for you guys right here. So with that said, we turn off the K2SR indicator, we zoom out, and then you guys can see that we have some perfectly drawn zones, right? So obviously you can see that market structure chops up from this area. It's in consolidation, drops down. It ranges sideways, drops down, ranges sideways, drops down, ranges sideways, drops down. And here, huge consolidation before it drops down to here, right? So if you're looking at current price right here, you can see that this is where market structure starts for this specific area right here. So price breaks into this area right here. And this is all that's important, right? It's like a huge U shape right here, or a V shape, I guess. In order for us to take any more entries here, we want price to break and close past this structure right here. You can see it's attempting to break and close past it, but it hasn't broken past it just yet. So, turning on the momentum indicator, we have a bullish bias, right, from this buy signal. Obviously, you can see right here, if you caught this right here, you would have seen the rejection from this point. You would have seen the buy signal. It also would have broken close past the structure. So with that said right there, you could have taken a long position right here. So if I just replay it right here, this is pretty much what I would be looking at. So I would see this as a rejection, buy signal right here. It also broke and closed past its structure. So with that said, you can enter a long position right there, and then you let it run. And what do you know? Full TP, right? So now we're just waiting for the same pattern. We're waiting for this to break and close past this structure right here. And then once that happens, what do you think is going to happen? Same thing. It's going to push up to there. So that's pretty much how I see gold. And if you guys have the K2 indicators, you can see how easy it is for you guys to draw this market structure in order for you guys to take these trades. So other than that, let me go back to US 30 real quick. There's no entries that are available here. I'm just looking for a pullback retracement. Once we have that pullback retracement, then we'll enter the trade and then we'll hop in for another scalp. Other than that, there's just nothing for us to take right now. And that's all that we're waiting for, because there's nothing on the 3-minute. There's nothing on the 10-minute. I mean, aside from this one right here, if you guys took this entry right here or any of these entries, it looks like you guys could have made some pretty decent profit. So looking at these entries right here, wick rejection off the pivot, wick rejection off the K2SR zone. The pivots don't touch the body. So with that said, if you entered a long position right here, full TP, right? Or not yet, actually. I think it's still running. Actually, no, it would have hit full TP. So right here, TP stop loss at 500 pips. If you took that trade right there, full TP. If you took this red one right here, full TP, right? If you took this green one right here, full TP. So if you guys were risk takers and you guys took all these trades right here, you would have hit full TP. It would have been good. But for me, myself, I like to trade conservatively. So I don't like taking these risky trades. I only like taking trades when I know they're for sure. But if you're applying the strategy and doing it yourself, then you could have locked in profits. Because obviously, if you guys look at everyone over here who's locked in profits, you can see that people here have taken trades. Like Steven over here, he took these buys, right? So that's probably how he made that money right here, because he took all of these 3 trades right here. So he took 3 buys. He had a win for 595. He had a loss for 206. And then he had another big win for 1,011. So he has a total of 1,230 profit for the day this far. This morning. That's Steven. CT over here took trades in the opposite direction for a sell. He made it 1,850. Again, right here on his other account, 1,480. And then Cheryl over here, she's trading all these other things. She's trading UK 100, DAX 30, and I think the S&P. So she made 700 on that account, and then she made 1,514 on this account. So if you guys want to learn the strategy and do it yourself, you guys can. But if you guys just want to copy my trades, I'm looking for the really good trades. I'm not looking for anything risky. So that's why I haven't called anything myself. But if you guys did take trades on your own, you guys would have made some nice profit already so far. Let me scroll up real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything else as we continue. All right, so I think that's it for this right here. Let's see, Charlotte said, I'm still learning this nice strategy from the K2 course. Once I'm done, I'll subscribe and start practicing the strategy on demo. Yeah, I know, definitely, Charlotte. Like, that's good that you're actually making the, the initiative of learning the strategy and doing it yourself. Because, being a signal copier can only get you so far, guys. And, once I start doing this, and I'm not really going to be going on live and calling trades live like this for the public, then, you're going to have to learn the strategy yourself anyways. So it's good that you're making that initiative. But if you guys are in the premium, I'm still going to keep doing this. It's just for the public room here in the YouTube. But I mean, for the most part, I'll still be doing this for you guys. I'm probably just going to be showing up a little less, like not every day for you guys here in the public. I'll be doing it every day for the premium members, but for the public, probably like twice a week. All right, let me see what else we have over here. Looks like there's a signal here on the 3-minute pending sell signal that's not valid. So we'll wait to see how that plays out. Other than that, let me see. Yek said, after live ended yesterday morning, I went and dove more deeply into the subject of leverage and margin. I think I'm a bit more understanding of how trading works with these currencies. Yeah, definitely, Yek. It's a little different when you're trading, currencies and indices, because your margin requirement's going to differ depending on your broker. Hey, Craig, how's it going, bro? I haven't seen you in a while. Craig said, are you still suggesting Hugo's way to get started with indices? I mean, if that's your only choice, then yeah. If you use an actual regulated broker, it's going to cost you a lot more money. So if you have a smaller amount, you can use Hugo's way, or you can use something like CoinEx. I haven't used CoinEx myself, so I can't refer it personally, but that's what other people in the group use. And I think you're located in the US, right, Craig? So if you're located in the US, then your best option would probably be Hugo's way. And then once you get good, you can probably start using FTMO like everyone else to make, these bigger profits. Like obviously you can see who's using FTMO and who's using their personal account, because if you're using FTMO, it'll have a .cash after it. If you're not using FTMO, it's not going to have a .cash after it. So like CC's trades over here, he has like USA.30. A couple other people here have so everything with .cash, that's FTMO. Jasmine over here, she trades her personal account, so she just has US30. I think she trades on Hugo's way, or if not Hugo's way, she probably trades on like KOT. But I wouldn't recommend KOT to anyone. So yeah, Craig, I mean, it depends on your account size. If you have a big account, you can probably go regulated. If not, then you can probably just stick with Hugo's way for now. So other than that, I think that's it for the questions right now. Let me scroll up real quick, see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no. So Ed said he trades it during Asia session. If the first position at 9:30 p.m. Eastern hits stop loss, and that's it. If the first position hits TP, then you take another. Nice. Yeah, no, definitely. That sounds good. Sounds like a solid plan, Ed. Yeah, Steven. If the daily entry hits, TP or stop loss before it fills our order, then we'll just cancel it because it's not active right now. Paul wants me to take a look at the odd USD. So I'll pull it up for you guys here. Let's see. Yeah, so our odd USD, unfortunately, this hit stop loss. I'm 100% transparent with you guys. This is fine that it hit stop loss because we hit TP for everything else. So this is our first stop loss for the week. We did hit TP for our other trades. So I'll show you guys here. I'll give you guys an update for that a little later. But as you guys can see, so we had our USD CHF hit TP right there. Our NZD USD hit TP right here as well. But obviously big spike right here this morning. It is NFP week, so we did take that sell right there. Unfortunately, it slightly just missed our TP. So you can see right here, if you zoom in really close, you can see this line is right below where price moved. So it's right below it. It missed it by like a micro pip, not even a pip, which is fine. I mean, it happens sometimes. Plus, it is NFP week, guys. You guys can't win every single trade. And that's why we always recommend proper risk management, because if you guys have a loss, you guys can eat that loss easily. You just eat the loss, you move on to the next one, and keep going. You guys can get caught up on any trades. So anyways, looking at AUD USD right here, let me just zoom out, take everything off the chart, turn that off. And here we do, we have a naked chart right here. First thing we're gonna do is turn on the K2SR indicator. So we're gonna draw our market structure right here. We have a zone up here. We got a zone down here. We got a zone right here. We got a zone right here. The zone pulls down to here, so I'm just going to combine these two right here. We got a couple right here. Actually, I'm just going to make one big zone right there. This one right here. This one over here. And this one down here. And lastly, down there. All right, cool. So perfect. All those are drawn up. I'm going to go on the 8 hour to grab the lower zone, because we need to, there's nothing on the 8 hour. We'll go on the daily. All right, so the next lower zone is going to be way down here. So looking at AUD USD, once we have those zones drawn up, I turn off the indicator for K2 pivots. And yeah, just looking at price right here, obviously you can see we have some perfectly drawn structures, right? So you can see price basically broke into the zone, had a bullish move this way, consolidated, bullish move, consolidation, bearish move, bullish move, consolidation, bullish move up here, swing back down, and then huge consolidation range right here before it drops down to this area over here. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and just mark this up right here, because this over here is irrelevant at this point, right? There's nothing right here that's really important. If we're looking at AUD USD right now, price broke into the structure on March 23rd. And from this point, this is what we focus on. Price has been ranging between this area and this area down here. And this is why we took the sell yesterday. The reason why we took the sell is because price broke the structure below here. And it gave us confirmation that price was probably going to keep dropping. But like I mentioned, it is NFP week. So a lot of stuff happens this week causing unusual price movements. So we took this trade here. Unfortunately, it hit stop loss, which is all right. It happens sometimes. It was a small loss, 55 pips. As long as you use proper risk, you should be fine, because that should probably be a 1% risk. But we've had so many wins during this week that it should have balanced out by now already. So anyways, looking at AUD USD right here, currently, I'm going to turn on the momentum indicator. We have a pending buy signal right here, right? So at this point, we have another zone that's basically below this area right here. So this is going to be the range now. So if I delete everything off this chart, you guys can see that the range right here is actually from here, right? Comes down, comes up for a retest, rejection, comes down, rejects off this point, and now it's swinging back up. So with that said over here, we'll be waiting for price to break and close past this structure above here before we take a possible buy scalp or something like a small move, around this area. So when price ends up breaking and closing past this structure, we can take another buy right there. And then it'll push up to the next, area of zone right here. I mean, this might not be the perfect place to enter it. The best place to enter it would probably be up here. Because once price breaks above here, then it's going to break out of this structure, because you can see this is the previous high where it swung down, swung up. This is the previous high. If it swings up above here, then we could probably see this shoot even higher. So that's pretty much where I see AUD USD going from this point. But until then, we need that confirmation. We need price to break and close either above this structure right here or this structure right here. But better yet, if it breaks above here, that'd be even a better trade for us to be taking if you're looking at AUD USD. And that's pretty much all that we see right here for the most part. In order for us to take this buy, we need this buy signal to close. If it doesn't close, then our bias is going to change. So currently we're just looking at this for a buy because we have this pending buy signal. But if price ends up not closing with that buy signal, this first scenario could do the complete opposite. Instead of that, it could swing down here. And then as it comes down here, we would take the sell instead, right? So you guys got to keep your eyes open and make sure that you're following it from both ways, you know, identifying both sells and for buys this way. So it just really depends on what you're looking for here. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, I think that's it for now, guys. So that's it for AUD USD. Let me scroll down a little bit and see if there's any other questions here. Steven's asking if we're using FTMO, do we use a higher stop loss than what you have in the premium channel? There's two parameters there, Steven. So Steven's John Doe in the chat. If you guys are wondering who Steven is, I call him Steven because that's his real name, but he goes by John Doe in the chat. But yeah, Steven, if you're looking, there's parameters for both there. Like if you're looking at the premium chat, there's a parameter for normal and there's a parameter for FTMO. So if you're using FTMO, obviously use FTMO, right? You're not going to change the numbers for that one. But all right, I don't see anything else really going right now. Let's see if there's anything else over here. Let me see if there's something that we saw. Let's see. Yeah, no, I'm just seeing the chat right now. So you guys are here in the premium. I can see you guys talking over here. You guys said that, yeah, Josh said he hasn't taken the trade today. Same with Peter, market's messed up. Yeah, market's kind of going, it's bounced around like way too much, guys. That's why I'm just being a little more careful with this over here for the most part. There's just, I mean, there's entries that are available, but I'm not taking them, right? Because they're just not safe trades. But there are some people that are taking them and they're making profit. I know a lot of people are getting upset because they wish they took those trades too. And don't get me wrong, guys, I'm in the same boat. I wish I took those trades because they look like risky trades, but they still hit. But I'm not going to risk it. Like I'm not going to blow my account just trying to take these risky trades. And that's why I'm taking these really, I'm taking it as it is. Yeah, no problem, Steven. Let's see. Let me go back up real quick, see if I missed anything else here. Let's see. Yeah, definitely, Dave. I see that too. Cheryl's asking, how do you create the alert signal for Josh's 3-minute strategy? That's incredibly useful. So Cheryl, just go to the 3-minute. So for example, here we have a 3-minute US 30 on our chart, right? So once you have this on your chart, the 3-minute US 30, you just click on indicators or click on alerts right here. Actually, you click on this condition, you change that to K2 TS or a K2 momentum, depending on what your indicator says. It's going to say K2 TS or K2 momentum, and then you click signal fired. And then with that said, this, with that said, this will send you an alert every time you get a signal on the 3-minute. So if you want it to signal only when the candle appears, like every time it appears, you could do once per bar. If you just want to be alerted when it closes and it's actually official, then you can change it to once per bar close. And with that said, it'll send you an alert whenever you get an alert here on the 3-minute for Josh's, 3-minute strategy. And that's why you guys see my alert sometimes where it'll pop up and it'll say, Josh's 3-minute alert is up. And then I'll check. If it's there, I'll take it. If not, then I'll just hold off and I'll wait for the next one. Biko's asking, hey, Shawn, refresh my memory on how to turn off the shaded area on the K2 pivots. We don't have a shaded area on the K2 pivots, Biko. So these K2 pivots right here, I think you might be looking at the wrong indicator, Biko. Like you might be looking at the momentum indicator, right? So I'll go over here real quick. So if you're looking at the K2 momentum indicator, I think you're talking about this shaded area right here. So if you turn off these 3 plots right here, it'll turn them off. That's what you're talking about, right? The shaded area. So if you're talking about that shaded area, that's not the K2 pivots. This is something totally different. Just go to the K2 momentum settings right here. Go to these last 3 settings and uncheck them to take them off. So that would be how you removed it. The K2 pivots, this would be the actual K2 pivots. There's no shaded area for the pivots. It just, they're just lines on the chart. So I think that might be the confusion for you. Yeah, no problem, Biko. Glad I could help. All right, I think that's it for now, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You know, like I mentioned, market is just it's just bouncing around right now. So there's not really much for us to take at this time. If anything, I'll probably take Josh's his 3-minute strategy if I see them. But looking at these entries over here, there's just not much for us to look at right here. There's another entry here that's available for this 10-minute scalp. But like I was mentioning earlier, this is it's a risky trade to take right here. So if you guys want to take it, you guys can take it at your own risk. But I'm going to remind you guys that this is it's going to be a risky trade. So if you want to take it, it's right there. But like I mentioned, it's a risky trade, and you guys can take it at your own risk. So other than that, guys, I'll let you guys put some more questions in the chat. Let me see if there's anything here on the Zoom real quick. Yeah, I'm just looking at you guys' questions here in the chat. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any other questions, I'm gonna step away for like about a minute, but I will leave my chart open right here so you guys can follow. But yeah, I'll step away for 1 second. If you guys have questions, just put them in the chat, and then when I get back, I can answer the rest of your questions. It's 8:41 right now, so we have some time, but I mean, I'm hoping the market starts to swing in our direction before we log off today, because I want to call at least one trade for you guys. Like yesterday, I called one trade for you guys at the end, you know, just to send you guys off, and we hit TP off that. So I'm hoping we could find something like that towards the end as well. But if not, if you guys have questions, just put them in the chat, and I'll be back in about a minute or two. So just give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. So it looks like that trade's still running. Looks like it pushed in profit slightly, but it's still it's not really moving too much. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else for us to look at here. Market's just really slow right now. It's not really much for us to really take because price is just going back and forth. Sheem's asking, is this a live trade? This is a trade that I gave to you guys earlier. It's an at your risk trade. It's not one that I took myself because it's a risky trade. But if you do want to take it, you guys can. It's just, like I mentioned, this is a risky trade. So if you do take it, like make sure that you understand the risk with this trade and that it's not going to be a smooth run. So let me see if there's anything else here. Looks like you guys messaged me over here as well. Let's see. All right, so CT said to check out the zones on the 30-minute. So let me just go on the 30-minute real quick. See what he was talking about here. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so it looks like there's a zone that's like right below it right here. That could be that could possibly reject off. So I do see that right there, CT. So thanks for mentioning that to me. Yeah, actually, it's like a huge zone. It's actually within this red zone right here. If I turn this off, this whole area right here is a big red zone. Just some real like weird movement for, during NFP, just like Kendra over here mentioned. You said, weird movements for NFP. I agree. And that's why I'm not taking any trades because it's just too risky. I don't want to risk my account on like, a few trades here and there just to get lucky because there's no guarantee that this is actually going to hit, right? So that's why I'm just going to chill out for a bit. And then I think I'm going to hop in. I'm going to hop in for another one. Or I'll hop in like towards the end if I see something, but I just don't see anything right now. Let me check my text messages real quick. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at my car there. They're finished rewrapping with chrome. This thing's super chrome. So I'll show you guys when I pick it up. I don't even know if it's gonna be done today. It's just like, yeah, this chrome's crazy. It's like chrome. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll show you guys the picture of my car like a little later. I was supposed to pick it up today, but he's not done yet, so it's probably gonna take a little longer. Damn, this dude only did one side. This dude had my car for like 2 weeks. It's all good. Yeah, it's like a freaking mirror. All right, guys, sorry. I was just looking at my car right now because the shop that I brought my car to, my Tesla, it's still getting wrapped right now. So I was supposed to pick up my car on Monday, but then it doesn't look like it's gonna be done anytime soon. Damn, she's like really working on it. All right. Anyways, looking for some entries here. Let me see if there's anything else for us to look at. I don't see any questions. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and pop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, it is NFP week, so there's not really much for us to look at right now, guys. I'm looking for some snipe entries here, but I don't see anything. I'm going to go through the, aside from this one right here, if you guys want to take this, like I mentioned, it's a risky trade. But if you guys do want to take it, you guys can. But other than that, I just don't really see much here that's going on with it. Let me check this real quick. Cheryl said, why do you keep Yeah, this dude is supposed to wrap my car, but he's barely got like one side done. You guys can see the chrome here. The blue chrome here is like it's like really chrome. I was trying to get the Profit blue chrome for the MT4 screen. So this is the one that he's doing right now. He's like barely getting one side done. But this car was supposed to be done like last Monday, or no, this Monday. So unfortunately, it's still running, but I'm trying to get it the same color as this Profit blue right here, just shinier so that you guys can see. But yeah, Cheryl, I know unfortunately my car's not done yet. So hopefully it gets done sometime soon. Hopefully by the end of this week. But all right, so let me go back to the stuff over here real quick and see if there's anything for us to look at. Let's see, CT said to take a look at US 30. All right, CT sent me his chart right here. He has this, yeah, he has this marked up, right? He has these two zones marked up for the US 30. So it looks like it's hitting some resistance right now, which is probably why it's coming back down, you know, as we speak. But we'll see. I mean, we got a lot of time left. I mean, there's not really much for us to really do. It's only 9 o'clock. Let me see if there's any other entries here for Forex. But yeah, I agree, CT. I don't really see much right there. I see that zone that you drew above. That's what I saw earlier too. It's just a mess right now. See, David sent me some too. Let's see, David made some profit as well. What's he trading? His Euro USD. Yeah, if you guys saw the Euro USD that we looked at earlier, he's in profit about 31 pips. So that's looking pretty good. Let me check out Euro USD real quick. The one that I was looking at with him. Yeah. So he did take this trade right here. He's pretty far in profit. So that's looking pretty good for the most part. Technically, if you were to take the K2 entry, it would have been down here, but it's fine. This is what he's taking right now, which could be pretty solid for the most part. All right, cool. So that's it for your USD. Let me see if there's anything else for here. Sam's asking, do you consider the current snipe entry on US 30 risky because of the 30-minute zone above? I see the pivots have started to spread out. I think it's, well, my concern for the risk really, Sam, is that price just hasn't really smoothened out yet, right? Like when we saw this entry right here, it didn't break this area above here, but now that it has broken above it, it looks like a better entry. So like this area right here, when we saw this entry right here, it was still within that area, right? But then now that price is above it, like how it is right now, if this ends up closing above this area, then I'll feel a lot more comfortable. I might even want to hop in for a late entry. But that's basically, you know, why I thought it was risky. Not necessarily because of the 30-minute zone, because I didn't notice that at the beginning. But when we first took this trade, or when I first identified it, it was because price hasn't established that it's broken above, you know, a certain area yet. But now it has. Like, for example, if this ends up closing above this area, like I mentioned earlier, let me draw a horizontal line right here. If price ends up closing above here, then I would be more inclined for this to shoot up higher. But currently right now, it's just still below it, right? It shot above it, it broke, but it didn't close above it. So, you know, with that said, we just don't really see, you know, much going on for right now. So we're just, I mean, I'm just chilling for the most part, waiting for this to play out. But if it does close above there, then I'll be more inclined to take this buy. Looking over here at the 3-minute, I don't see any entries here either. So we're just pretty much just sitting on our hands until we have something to enter. All right, so let me go through the Forex pairs real quick. I just want to make sure there's no entries that are available. The next candle closes in about an hour, so I kind of just want to get a head start to see if there's anything that I could possibly take. But, you know, like I mentioned earlier, it's really risky right now. Like, for example, right here, this would have been a sell. If we took the sell here, this probably would have been a loss, right? And that's why I didn't call it, see? Because NFP is going on this week, so you're going to see a lot of reversals, like really random movements all throughout the week. Even this right here, I was going to call this trade for you guys. It would have gotten close to TP, but then it would have reversed on us right there. So that's a good reason why I didn't take that trade. Same with CAD-JPY, right? It was bullish right here last week. And then over here, I was going to call this buy, but then I had a feeling it was going to come down, which it did. You know, unfortunately, a couple of these other trades over here, they're just, they're just riskier than others. So you're odd. I was going to call this 2, but this didn't end up closing where I wanted it to. So I'm going to take that off. Euro CAD. There's a possible buy entry right here. Possible buy entry right here off Euro CAD. So I'll keep this marked up right there in case. Other than that, Euro CHF, nothing there. Euro GBP, nothing there. EJ, possible buy right here, but like I was mentioning earlier, it's still a risky trade. I'll just keep it marked up. See how much of a movement we can take from here. No, it's not worth it. It's only 18 pips. See, I was going to call this trade here too. There's a bunch of trades here that I wanted to call, but I didn't call. I called odd USD. I probably shouldn't have called it, but I wanted to give you guys a trade. Unfortunately, that one hit stop loss, so it's all good. But other than that, I think everything else is pretty much like, yeah, if you guys have been looking at the Forex pairs, there's not really much for us to take here, right? If you guys have something that you want me to look at, I can analyze it for you. But, you know, just because of the main fact that we're in NFP, we just don't have anything that's smooth. Like there's nothing really worth entering here. Like GU right here, we're waiting for it to drop. It ended up going the complete opposite. I mean, not the complete opposite. Like it did drop in profit slightly, but it didn't hit the full TP, right? That's the main thing there. The full TP is what's important here. And it didn't hit it. It dropped, let's see. It dropped about 73 pips, but still, you know, it's not the full TP for 90 pips. So risky trades here all around, guys. So if you guys are trading right now during NFP, I recommend you guys be very careful because there's just not really much for us to take here. And there's not really any reason for you to be taking anything that's overly risky, right? Yeah, so there's nothing here. I mean, this USD CAD position, this could technically run, but I'm just worried that we're going to take a trade and then tomorrow during NFP, it's just going to spike up and hit stop loss, right? And that's why I didn't call that trade. So other than that, let me go back over here real quick. Yeah, this thing's still pushing up pretty hard. We got 7 minutes left on this candle. Let's see. Sam said, so if the entry closed above the previous high, it would be a better confirmation. Yeah, it'd be better confirmation because it's going to give you a confirmation that price is going to continue up, you know, even higher from where it currently is, Sam. So this would be a better confirmation. If price ends up closing above here, or if it closes where it currently is right now, then that'd give better confirmation that price is likely to, you know, continue up even higher. But until then, you know, it's just going to be a risky trade. Hey, what's up, John? John said, hey, Shawn, can you take a look at gold for me? Yeah, I took a look at gold earlier, but I'll reanalyze it again. So I'll just do the same analysis again. So for example, right here, I'll just do it from scratch since you weren't here earlier. I'll delete everything, zoom out from here, turn off the momentum indicator. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify market structure by turning on the K2SR indicator. So I'm going to turn that on right there. I'm going to draw my structures for you guys here. And you guys can see how easy it is to you know, analyze these charts once you have the whole process down. The process is very simple. All you do is draw your zones over the K2SR zones. And then once you're done with that, you can turn off your K2SR indicator to clean up the chart for you. Yeah, no problem, Sam. You know, if you're in that trade, good luck. I wish I was in the trade now because it's pushing up, right? So whoever took that trade, looks like it could be pretty nice if you guys end up hanging on to that. So let's see, looking at this here at gold, like I mentioned before, once you draw your market structure, you can identify where price moves from structure to structure, right? So for obvious reasons here, price drops down, it consolidates sideways, and then it breaks below, right? So this would be one market structure right here. So this would be market structure right here. It just breaks down, consolidates. From here, it drops again further. You can cut down market structure again from this point. So from this point right here, it breaks below. This is market structure again right here. New market structure, right? And then again down here, new market structure, right? It just keeps bouncing from market structure to market structure. So with that said, once we have this here, you can see where price currently is over here. What's important here is going to be this area. So we'll just mark this off from here. And this is all that's important because obviously right here, price was consolidating. And then right here, price broke below. And now it's, it's creating some sort of V shape right here, right? So this is what's important for gold. If you were able to identify this earlier, John, we have a rejection from this point right here. Like first we'll turn on the momentum indicator so that we have our bias. So for example, here, if you identify this rejection from down here, you identify this buy signal right here, and you also identified that it broke and closed past the structure, you would have taken a long position right there, which would have hit full TP. Looking at gold currently right now, we still have a bullish bias because the most recent signal was a buy signal, right? So with that said, we turn off the momentum indicator and we only look for buys. In order for us to take a buy here, we want price to break and close past the structure so that we can enter a buy right there for a small little move, right? Small move right there. We ride it up to the next structure. And then after that, we would want price to break and close past this structure right here. Once it breaks and closes past this structure right here, then we can take another buy right there as well. So easy as that, but you'd have to wait for that confirmation before you decide to take that trade. Otherwise, there just isn't much for you to do right here because price is within the structure right here. So the thing is, we have a bullish bias, but if this doesn't end up closing, above one of these structures, then what could happen is we can instead have a rejection off this point. And then if we get a sell signal in this direction down here, then we end up taking a sell instead of a buy, right? So it goes both ways. The main key here is just waiting for confirmation. Don't just hop into a trade just because price can easily reverse on you at any moment. Sam said, I wish I was in that trade. No, me too, bro. I wish I was in this with you guys here too. For whoever, wow, it's about to hit TP. So I think we're going to cancel our daily entry, guys. So I'm just going to take this off right here because price is way too high. I don't think it's going to come back down. But yeah, if you guys took this scalp that I gave you guys earlier, it's about to hit TP. Let's keep following it. And I'll see if there's any other questions from you guys. If there's no other questions, we might be signing off for the day early because there's just not much for us to do on here. And I have a lot of questions to answer anyways for the K2 members. So if you guys have questions, put them in the chat right now. Otherwise, we're probably going to end the session a little early because there's no trades that are really available at this time, right? There's no point in us sitting on this session for another hour and there's no questions and there's nothing for us to look at because that's just going to force us to take unnecessary trades, and the main key with being consistently profitable is to manage your risk properly and to not overtrade. So this is a day where you'd probably want to be safe and maybe like take trades, like practice trades or take smaller trades, like smaller positions. But I wouldn't go full lot size on any trades today unless you're really 100% confident because it's NFP week. Anything can happen from now until tomorrow. And the last thing you want to do is be in a trade and then market opens tomorrow and then price just ends up reversing on you completely. So we'll keep watching this right here. But I'll probably be getting off in a few minutes because it's almost 10 anyway. So by 10, I usually don't take any more trades and it's getting close to that time. So let me see if there's anything else here on the 3-minute. There's nothing here. Yeah, I mean, it's just overall a slow trading day. I mean, not necessarily slow, but overall, like a lot of consolidation, lots of back and forth movement, no like actual solid entries that we would, really want to take. But if you guys did take this trade when I gave it to you guys earlier, it is looking good. And it looks like it's about to hit TP. So I'll give it a few more minutes. If you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to be logging off shortly. Hopefully it hits TP before I get off. That's all I'm really looking for right now. I'm just waiting for this to hit TP for the most part. I'll send an alert there. And I'll just have you guys cancel your daily entries. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for that too. I'm glad I could help you guys here. My main goal here at K2 is to help you guys out really, because, you know, obviously I don't necessarily need to help you guys out here for free on this live session, but I'm here to help you guys. Like, I'm here literally to give you guys advice because I was in your position at some point where I didn't know what to do and I had no mentor, no course. So I'm here to just help you guys out, answer any questions you guys have, and just make you guys profitable traders, because it is possible. You guys can see here at the K² group, like there's a lot of traders here who are profitable every single day. It's not just me that's profitable. So as long as you guys are consistent and you guys are able to follow directions, like everyone here is killing it, guys. Like CT, Cheryl, Ed, who else is here? Sisu, Jasmine, Trell, like everybody, guys. Like everyone in K2, we all trade together. We all make sure we're all profitable. So if you guys want to join a community that, you know, actually looks out for you and wants you to do well, you found it. There we go. TP's about to hit. There you go, guys. So there goes the full TP off that scalp right there. If you guys took it, I'll just give you guys an update in the chat real quick, and then I'll be calling it a day. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me on Telegram. But other than that, I'm just going to be hanging out for the rest of the day, because I don't think I'm going to be taking any other trades on my end. So let's see. So let's give you guys that, send you guys off with that win right there for whoever caught it. Yeah, other than that, nice. So Sisuk over here, he made some pretty decent profit too. So you guys can see that everyone here is still profiting. You know, it's not just one or two people. Like everyone here is still taking trades on their own. Like Sisuk took the buy that I just called right now, these two right here, and he made about 2,000 off that trade. So if you guys are following along and you guys are actually, you know, taking trades, even if they're at your own risk, there's still profits to be made here. Like, you know, this is a clear example. Sisuk, he took the risk trading today. He took the buys that I called like not that long ago, and he hit full TP on both. So nice work to you, Sisuk. Nice work to everyone else. But other than that, I think that's it for now. All right, so I'm going to log off for the day, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. So I'll be back here tomorrow morning. If you guys have any other questions, you know, feel free to reach out on Telegram. Otherwise, we will